Good evening, good evening, good evening. Uh, the Tottenham guys, they are on their way. So after Sava's show, Iggy in a few, and Ash in a few. Um, so I'm surrounded by Arsenal fans. Uh, but it is. I feel like Southampton. But um, But yeah, I just saw Connor. But we'll go to my co-host. So I gotta switch that. TJ, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Is it me or does Mari sound far away? Is it me? Probably me.
No, yeah, Mari. I don't know, maybe it's his mic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. Mari, put up the volume a little bit. I'm great, Mari. I'm great. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see Stefan. It's good to see my boy Connor. Even he's got the blue background, but he's got the red shirt on.
Yeah, so I realised I've got to rep it now. Like, even with the blue background, I've got to rep it.
Oh my God, Gunnar!
Oh my God, we're running a Tottenham channel.
Dang it!
Had to ruin
Dang it! Oh my God, we were so
We could have done
close.
anything.
I would have destroyed this channel. This channel would have nothing to come back to, and it would be fantastic.
TK.
But yeah, no, big up everybody. I'm happy to be on the show. Happy everybody's back. A lot to talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna have to dip an hour in, but I'll be back in like 15 minutes afterwards. I just got a quick work meeting and I'll be back. But good to see Connor, good to see Steph, good to see Mari. Big up the chat, smash the likes, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to me and Connor's channel as well while you're here. Let's do it.
Yep. We have Stefan, who's in the house. How are you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Feeling. I mean, if we're talking about football, yeah, I mean, Arsenal are doing as well as they possibly can currently. So I can't. I don't even have anything to actually complain about. So yeah, everything's good. So yeah. Looking forward to the show, guys. Looking forward to the show. I just want to point this out, guys. Ever since Arsenal have been doing well for the last month or so, month and a half, maybe 2 months, the last word on Spurs show has gone missing. In December, when Arsenal went through that shitty period, I almost had a feeling like last word on Spurs was twice daily. So I don't know what's going on there, Mari. I don't know what's going on there, but
we got
convenience.
We got
call him out.
We got to
call him out
on last word on Spurs, which I'll talk about in a couple minutes. But we kind of have a current beef, I guess, with them. Since you mentioned last word on Spurs, Connor, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm a bit tired. I'm good, Mari, man. I'm good. I'm a little bit tired. I was doing manual labor pretty much all day. I was helping my dad move out. He's moving house. So I'm pretty knackered from doing that. But when I saw this show was coming back on, I thought, got to come and join. And yeah, appreciate you having me on once again. Should be a good show. I love it because we're winning at the moment. So there's nothing bad to talk about. So yeah, loving it, man. And yeah, thanks for having me on. And where's Stel? Get Stel in, man. Fraud. Come on now, hurry up, Stel.
Where's Will? I haven't seen Will in like months. Where is Will, guys?
He'll be back.
He'll be back eventually.
When is he going to be back? Is he going to be back at the start of next season?
His business has been booming, so he's been out of town. So it's been really tough.
He literally travels to different expos and stuff and sells his wares, and he's knocking them. Yeah, he's killing it out there. Is what last I heard. So that's good.
His business is doing good. Is now the travel season's over, so he will be back.
We have not forgotten, Mari. We have not forgotten all the shit that he talked.
His predictions? Oh no!
Yeah.
That's not going to be forgotten. That's not going to be forgotten.
No. His predictions. I have written them down. I have recorded them. And let me just update, because I respect the viewers and their intelligence. Let me just update them on his predictions at the start of the season, just to remind you guys why I call him 86-point Will. He predicted that Spurs. He predicted that Spurs would finish third with around 80 to 82 points. That's definitely happening. And that Arsenal would finish fifth. That's definitely happening there. So I can't wait for the end of the actual season. I really cannot wait. I really can't wait. Sup,
Can't wait.
Bash?
Got Bash.
What's going on? What can't we
Okay,
wait for, man? What can't we wait for?
I'm not.
Will, I can't wait for Will's appearance. Will Stewart's appearance on the show. I can't wait for that.
I'm not gonna lie, he's gone Madeline. Like I call it Madeline. He's missing. I can't find him.
yeah. Madeline McCann.
Yeah.
That's good.
Crazy.
He's actually well. He's doing really, really well, and so that's the reason why he has been around. Big up to Donna Collin, who is a YouTube. She was already a YouTube member. But big up to Ikoma, became a YouTube member. Big up, Big Tone was in the house. A big up to Tony. Big up, Levy out. I'm gonna get to that. Big up Chris. Big up Al Sahid. Big up, get that Frada Teta out of my club. I don't know if that title is working anymore. I don't know if that title's working anymore. Mr. Post Office, big up. Connor. And then big up to Ugly Fish. Big up to German Girl. Stefan's back. You got a fan club right here. Cool. Let's hear some.
Hey yo.
Normal guys. Normal guys.
Right. Calm, yeah.
I don't know if she's related to Declan, but no, Bryce. Oh, Barbara Bryce. Okay, I thought it was Rice. Okay, I'm seeing things.
Of course,
CQ.
we haven't played anybody decent.
I think Liverpool are pretty decent.
No, Liverpool. TJ, Liverpool is shit. West Ham is shit. But when Spurs win 1-0 away to Luton, it's an amazing victory. But yeah, we played only shit teams.
Yes, we'll get to that. The first thing I just want to get out the way, just to vent, is just Levy back to his old tricks. To tell you the truth, I'm actually not mad at Daniel Levy. He's a businessman. He's going to do what he's going to do. But I will say this. I'm laughing and mad at the fans that continue to bend over Daniel Levy, the gullible half of that pennies that still doesn't get it. And they want to complain about senior citizen tickets going up high and the lowest, cheapest tickets also going high for the product that we see. I'm going to just say this. You deserve it. You deserve it because you do nothing. You do nothing. And, we hit 15K. Our channel has always been honest. The good, the bad, the ugly. But we've always been honest about Daniel Levy. People were telling me because Andrew's coming in, we need to apologize to Daniel Levy. Apologize for one trophy in 24 years. Apologize for that. Apologize for bringing in, right? We're putting up ticket prices. We're with the FFP Kings bringing in Timo Werner in January, right? We need to apologize for that. Apologize to the great, wise Daniel Levy, who has made our team watchable again and watchable for the next 10 years. Trophies, overrated, right? Someone said that other channel, I think Stefan mentioned that. That one person,
I'm
right?
bad. I'm sorry I mentioned.
Said that trophies is not a major priority. It's playing beautiful football, and we get criticized for being negative because we want to win trophies. But going back to the main point is just that our fans are happy because we got the Twitch, the beer pours. It's world class beer pour, a world class store. We have Beyonce, right? We have U2. We have the NFL, right?
F1.
We're behind the Dallas Cowboys.
You have Spider-Man. Spider-Man is your fan.
Behind Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, Tom Holland. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
You're 1 degree separated from Zendaya, and that would be that's a pretty good place to be in. I'm not gonna lie.
We have everything at our disposal. Why are we complaining? Tickets price should go up because we have a nice entertainment center. We have to upkeep the entertainment center. Yes, we are 4 million in the FFP safety. But you know what? It's all about making money. So if you are complaining about these ticket prices, it's on you. Because you do not demand from this board, you do not demand from Daniel Levy quality football, trophy winning football. All you want to do is be entertained. So don't complain that the ticket prices have gone up. That's all I'm going to say. Levy's back to his old tricks. And you know what? Enjoy it. Because that's what you want. You don't protest. You continue to buy merch from the store. You continue not to force the hand of Levy. So he's going to do what Levy's going to do what he's going to do. He is the biggest narcissist on this planet. And he's going to do what he's going to do. He's already made the cash. And he's making more. So there's no what do you want him to do? Listen to the fans? But the fans accept this. We accept this. So what's he gonna do? So I don't want to hear the complaints. I don't want to hear, this is no, because you had a chance to bring up your voice and you stayed quiet, and now you accept this. You accept this, and we'll continue to have mediocrity. Trust me. Oh, wait till the summer comes. Wait till the summer comes. Watch when we sign a 19-year-old, I don't know where he came from Macedonia whatsoever, and we're going to put him up at striker.
First of all, I just want to say Macedonia striker Elif Elmas is better than Richarlison. I just want to point that.
Napoli. We used to play for Napoli. Elmas. Yeah. So that's it. Before I go,
low bar, Stefan. Low bar. Richie, we know Richie ain't good. So.
What are you talking about?
You guys already. Some of your fan base thinks he's R9, guys.
Yeah,
I heard those comparisons.
Not nobody on this channel.
If
a certain British American, but he's not really British, but he's American content creator.
Or Stel saying that he's better than Gabriel Jesus because he starts for an amazing Brazilian team that can barely get through the fucking group stage.
We're winding you up. But before I go to Arsenal, before we talk about Arsenal, does anybody wants to add on to it? I'll start with CQ with Ash in regards to the ticket prices going up once again. This time hurting the people who pay the cheapest tickets and the senior citizens. You guys want to add anything to this before we move on?
Well, I can't stick around, but I came on to say a couple of things. But I'm going to let Ash go first because I have a little rant, and you might end up losing some.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's go.
I can't wait.
Like I said before, I said, look, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. It's that simple. Not me. I'm not getting tricked. I know the club. I know what the club's like. I know what we bought into. I know, like you said, Mari, Aleppo doesn't change his spot. So are we surprised? Should we be surprised? The brother's there to make his bread and cut. Yeah, I'm saying he's there to make his dough. He's there to make his mullah, and he's treating it like the business that it is. Do you know what I'm saying? And he said, look, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to make the money. I'm going to do the F1. I'm going to get more concerts. Now it's doubled. I think the fans were rattled because we were talking about, as you said, FFP, PSR. We're going to have all this money to spend.
We're just clubbing.
Yeah, this is it. The richest club in Europe. Yeah, I'm saying so then everyone's all getting excited. Yeah. We're going to spend big. And then, surprise, ticket prices are gone up. So that's all I'm saying, bro. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Go and see Cube. No, come on.
Ash said it perfectly. Like, Like the great George W. Bush said that quote once: "Fool me once, shame on you." I like that. That's good.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Shame on. Shame on.
Yeah, shame
Never
on.
mind.
Shame.
Yeah.
What a great speaker. I actually missed his fuck ups, to be honest.
I actually miss that guy. To be fair, given where we are right now, but we don't need to get into politics.
Gosh.
Cute.
First,
Cubed, please.
first of all, I'm not having that blasphemy, TJ. You know I'm a Spider-Man fan. So
You're a Batman
wish
fan.
Tom
I'm
Holland
a
was,
Zendaya fan.
directing or
Do you know what I'm
something.
saying?
Oh, do you know what? No, quick bypass. Yeah, I saw Dune 2, the best film I've seen in a long, long time. Just
Yeah,
look
there
it
you
up,
go.
man.
You know,
Fucking great
slander
film.
against
Doom
Zendaya
2?
too.
Really?
Great.
Okay.
I didn't know there was 2-1. I didn't even know there was 2-1.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
Right. Great film.
So I have some things to say about this. I've been banging on the Levy out drum for a while now, and these fans of ours who were just happily taking all of this shit about Levy, lauding the fact that he's a great businessman. And oh my gosh, you know, he's a great businessman. He's fine, not willing to go out there and protest or do anything, you know, about it. Then they suddenly come out of the woodwork last season when they put ticket prices up again. Then they suddenly came out of the woodwork and said, oh, we're not okay with that. But then it quieted away. And then we got some entertaining football for like a month. And then everybody got quiet again. Nobody gives a shit. And then it comes out that we're like the richest club in London. And oh, good job. Clap, clap, clap. Oh, Levy's a great businessman. And we got entertaining football for a month. Everybody is quiet again. Nothing's going on. And then suddenly this comes out and people are all complaining. Oh my gosh, why are ticket prices going up again? You know, they're talking about inflation, 1% to 2% every year. That's like rent control here in the US, okay? 1% to 2% inflation, fine, whatever, you know? 6%, okay? And that is our manager. But the thing with it is that we have been quiet, not us on this channel, but other guys around there have all been quiet, taking it, bending over for Levy, and audacity to actually applaud him for being an amazing businessman. Only a month ago, when all the reports came out about our finances versus other clubs and the breakdown of where we get our actual money from, I was calling this out. I don't know if you remember, Mari, but I went and even said that that I was saying specifically that match day revenue, actually it was even on this, I think it was actually on this show. I was talking about how match day revenue was making up more of our overall revenue than other English clubs. I said it. We're like the highest in the entire England. We're the highest.
Yep.
Because you have
And
the most
so I
expensive
was saying
tickets.
that shows you that he is squeezing our fans as opposed to squeezing other areas like the stadium and sponsorships and et cetera, et cetera. He's actually squeezing the fans to actually make us the richest club in London. So I already called this out like a month or two ago. And then sure enough, they continue to squeeze the fans. And then the fans who are suddenly complaining, even though they won't protest, even though they won't say anything about it up until this point, then they have the audacity, and I'm going to get real right now. They have the audacity to go, whether you're Levy out or Levy in, and blame the fucking Korean fans and the tourists for driving up the ticket prices.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
They're like, oh, it doesn't matter because this is Levy will never change, which he won't. But Levy won't never change because you got these Korean fans and these tourists coming in. They're driving up the ticket prices. If we can't buy our tickets, it's because of them. You xenophobic, racist motherfuckers. Okay. who are you, the audacity to go and blame them when they buy things at the store, whatever? They come over, tourists come over, and they save, like, for sometimes years. They save up money for years to come to England, and you have the audacity to tell them not to spend money at the shop or to not blow money on a ticket to go to the stadium when they spend years saving up to do that. And then you're the one who gets the tickets first. These are season ticket holders. You're the one that in some cases for generations have been sitting there in that ticket. And then when you can't go to the game or when you want to make a profit, you're selling your fucking ticket to these tourists at an upsell and then tell them to get out of your club. As an American fan, you know what? I knew Levy was going to be this way. He's that way. I've been calling it out for ages. But you know what? I don't care anymore, because for me, I just only care about what's happening on the pitch and how it's affecting the team. But you fans out there who are xenophobic and racist English fans that are complaining about these tourists and it being their fault, I don't give a shit about you, because it doesn't affect me over here in America. And I hope that that stadium gets all filled up with all these tourists and price you the fuck out of it, because you are sitting there bending over, taking it in the ass from Levy. You won't protest even though you live there. You won't say shit about it even though you live there. And you have the audacity to do that. And then at least if the fan base that's over there, you know, in the stadium, at least those fans, they're cheering and chanting and showing up with signs and being loud as fuck, because our last several games, it was like a pin could fucking drop in the stadium because those stadium fans were quiet as fuck. Even the commentators were like, it's really quiet. It's really quiet here. So at least those guys are actually yelling and shouting and screaming and for their team. I'm done.
I can't say any better.
Yeah, Mark, CQ, great. That was
Big up to you,
beautiful.
kid.
Yeah, that was great. I just wanted to add from an Arsenal perspective, because I'm also a foreign fan. I've been to Arsenal games before. It's super difficult. I get it now in terms of, but I think where people are missing the boat in terms of the, how should I call it, the ruthlessness of Levy in terms of trying to, I would say, outgrow the fan base, which is in North London, because North London is generally a working class area. Tottenham especially is not a well-off area whatsoever. And when I look, Mari, this is on me. This isn't related to the show, in terms of my opinions. So don't take it. When I watch, because I always, when I argue with you guys, I always want to see what kind of the opinions are in the Spurs universe, no matter how delusional they are. I managed to watch the Spurs talk show stream recently, where I would say probably, I would argue he's probably the most pro-Levy person. I think his name is Sean. I forgot his last name.
Sean.
And some of the explanations that I heard, like, for me, the biggest problem, apart from the 6%, which is, by the way, above the inflation rate in the UK, which is at 4.9. So he's 1.1% over the normal inflation rate. So he can't use the fact that costs are rising due to inflation when you're putting in a 1% profit gain on that. So that's bullshit right there. The second problem was that what people are missing is that he removed all senior concessions, just like Arsenal did last week, where they removed all senior concessions. So now people on pensions that had season tickets or that maybe want to buy tickets on the exchange necessarily cannot actually afford those tickets. Yes, call it inhumane. I call it, yes, that is business. Football, the Premier League is moving towards the NFL model, where you have box suites, where every ticket, if you want a good seat, is going to cost thousands of dollars. It's moving toward, just accept it, guys. It's happening. Football is not going to stay local in terms of this. It just won't be. That's the reality. But some of the explanations from that guy, Sean, I like sometimes I give Stel stick that he's too out there in terms of he's got to see some sort of positivity from he hasn't done all bad, but some of the explanations were a fucking joke. Like Arsenal, for example, the reason why Arsenal fans, although the supporter stress has been, if you follow them on Twitter, they have been extremely critical of the price, right? The Arsenal fans can, over the last few years, they can accept that price rise because of the fact that, Arsenal will go and spend that money. They will go and buy Declan Rice. This summer, they will sign a big-time striker. We all know we're going to spend big-time money on it. And you know that when Arsenal do have the opportunity, most of the time they will spend that money. The difference with the Spurs fans is I don't understand this from your fan base. Like the bullshit that continuously happens over and over again, which is last word on Spurs is the last thing is the epitome of your reactionary fan base, which is when everything is going good. If you watch their stream, it's, oh, where are the Levy outers now? Like, you were so negative on Ange. We were supposed to be 9th and 10th. You're supposed to be a big club. Well done that you're not 9th. What, do you want a fucking medal for that you're 5th? Like some of the shit and then when bad stuff happens and when it's convenient to be negative towards the board, like the last word on Spurs, which Ash was on, by the way. Well done, Ash. I actually watched it because of you. Nice, man. Great appearance. Loved it. Yeah. When it's convenient, them and Chris Cowling criticize the board when they know all of the fan base aren't going to get on their backs because there's a valid reason, because of the actual price rise. But then when you ask people like Lee McQueen and people like, what's his name, Ricky Sachs, they stay on the fence so they can get their fucking Sky Sports appearance and choose 7 out of the combined 11 with Arsenal. Great. Look like a moron too. So, okay. So, yeah. So, okay. So, this is the problem with your fan base, and I've told this to Mari. Mari agrees with me, is your good vibes FC. As long as you play good football, even if you lose 4-1 to Chelsea at home, but we played good football and we were brave, oh, it's great. We're happy with that. You draw at the Emirates and you draw at Old Trafford, but we played good football. You act like it's a win. Your problem is low expectations equals minimal or just basic results. And that's what's going to happen.
Yes. Well said.
Yeah,
I agree.
The final thing is, I'll finish on this. Next season, you'll get into Europe. I was wrong. I predicted 7th. You'll probably get 5th. One of the few things I was wrong with all my predictions this year. I just want to point that out. But okay, you're going to get Europe next year. The expectations are going to be higher. The moment those expectations get higher and you start to fail those expectations, all of those fans, although I don't rate him as a coach, are going to start questioning Ange instead of Levy, instead of the ball. And then when Ange fucks up and continually plays open football away in Europe and gets beat 4-0 because he's playing Ben Davis at fucking left back, they're again going to question Ange. And then when Ange gets sacked, it's, oh, we've hired a new coach. Ruben Amorim is coming. Good vibes FC again. That is the problem of your fan base. And that's why I'm happy that at least at Arsenal, though we have toxic negative fans like Lee Gunner, at least he has some standards and he remembers great times. At least that's my
that is like the closest you've gone to sounding like Lee Gunner. That was why I was over here like applauding you, because you said something that I think even the Arsenal fan, and I'm not pivoting this to Arsenal, but Arsenal, every fan base has this section of fans that are just okay with being in the Premier League, or just okay with competing in the Champions League, just okay. I'm not. Connor's not. Stefan, I know deep down you're not.
I am. What are you about?
Yeah. and I know that most of the Spurs fans that come on this channel are the same way. But you guys are giving each other yourselves room because you want it. You're growing. It's a younger team, or you're building the team up. The thing is that yeah. See? No, because Stefan, believe it or not, he's capable. He's capable of talking sense sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
see? And Danny and guys like Danny know.
Let me guess, is Danny
like
working? Danny working tonight?
Yeah, Danny's working. No, but listen. Keep beating this drum because it got a little quiet. I'm not gonna lie. It got a little quiet in the blue camp, which is why I changed to red. It got a little quiet. You guys need to keep beating this drum because if you truly want to see something, truly want to see change out of your club, you truly want to see that money go towards the players, towards building a youth team that isn't shit, towards building towards something other than a new hotel down the street from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is where that Harry Kane money is going, by the way. You guys have to keep beating this drum, even if you're winning. Even if you're winning, you guys still have to do this because you guys know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tottenham fans turn down when they're winning, and it's facts. Tottenham fans.
And here's the thing: is I've been getting a rash of shit for doing the same thing for Arsenal because I don't think we're not there yet. So keep beating that drum. Don't stop. Hey, Stel. And yeah. And continue to hold the club to the higher standard. I will give Tottenham away. 1 second, Mari. I will give Tottenham away the worst channel on YouTube, but I will give Tottenham away this much. You guys don't stop beating that drum, and when you beat that drum, you beat it fucking loudly. So keep it up, despite the results.
2 things I want to say. Number 1, Stone, you just missed the best rant that Stefan has.
Facts. Yeah, you just missed it.
Yeah, accolades.
I heard it.
Oh, you heard it. It was on point. And just to go on, because it was mentioned on Unleash, and it was mentioned someone else. If you're gonna raise prices, right? And this is where I said kudos to the Cronkies, right? Getting Declan Rice, paying whatever you did. Even people who hated Kai Havertz, who seems to be working out, but they paid the money, right? Right? If you're going to raise the prices, right? And I think someone said this, Lee. I'm gonna give credit to Lee, right? If you're going to a 5-star restaurant and you hire Wolfgang Puck, whatever the guy, right? You will pay the price for that food because he made it, right? And then Lee said something about if you want an escort, right? You pay top for an escort, right? You're not raising prices for a crackhead or crack whore. That's what he said, right? So, so it's like if you go to
way to class up the stream, Mari. way to class up the stream.
Love the example, Mari. Love it.
You're not going to for Timo Werner. Really?
Mari? What are you saying? If you listen to all the streams, like from this is the thing. This is where I agree with Stel. Stel is right on. Even though sometimes I criticize him for being sometimes a little bit too extreme, where he doesn't give Levy any credit. Like Levy does deserve a little bit in some ash. But when you listen, I listened yesterday. I was chilling and I was listening to the Fighting Cock. Listen to the fighting. This is the most listened podcast. Listen to the way they talk about your club as if like, oh, we're close to Arsenal, and you know it took them 6 months to a year. Arsenal are challenging for the league, my man. You're nowhere near Arsenal. You're nowhere near a Man City, Arsenal, or Liverpool. Like, what is this delusion that you're next season Ange's gonna fucking like just deliver almost the trophy, or you're gonna challenge for the league? You're not going to challenge for the league next. And this is the problem of your fan base, where it's the point of being positive for the sake of being positive. This is what I've noticed. And this is where I agree with Stel. You watch some of the streams today. I was like, how can you flip this to be positive about the price increase, to be positive about the senior concessions that were removed? How? Go watch Spurs Talk Show. He tries to use examples from like, oh, but the demographics of the UK are changing. There's a much higher amount of seniors. So over, it was like listening to Will Stewart on steroids, trying to be a smartass when there's nothing to be positive or to.
To be fair though, Arsenal fans they're the same. Remember, we won't forget the field tilt. Well, the field tilt was higher than everything. That was a good thing. Yeah, the field tilt. So every fan's capable of it.
Will over here catching stray bullets, and he ain't even here.
To be fair, I think majority of the time Will talks facts majority of the time, but Will is
Will
fucked.
does talk facts the majority
No,
of the
but
time,
Will's-
but sometimes,
Will's fucked,
but
come
here's
May.
the thing.
He's
Well,
fucked.
no, and he
Facts
was
the majority
Will
of the
was
time,
talking. Will was
I
talking in the
disagree with
context
that.
of what was going on. Will was talking in the context of what was going on
The
with
guy
Spurs
said
at the
Højbjerg
time.
was the same level as Declan Rice, man. Please don't tell
I'm not
me that
making
he talks
excuses.
facts.
I know I'm not making excuses. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying there were a lot of people that were talking with chess that are now eating a lot of crow
Humble
because
Like
we
I
are
predicted.
absolutely cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I
like,
predicted.
Stefan
Stefan,
Profit.
one thing, one of the worst things I had, right, was I think it was like, listen, I don't want to like smear all over other shows. I listen to them, you know, I enjoy watching them, right? But I've heard on one show that because like who is in financial trouble right now? Aston Villa, I think, right? The reports came out that they are like 3 or 4 million under the FFP cutoff or whatever. I don't remember exactly, right? But it was used as an example to justify raising the prices by 6% to raise 1 or 2 million pounds, right? As if we were in fucking financial trouble. We are 600 million above the FFP, right? Above in terms of like we can spend fucking 600 million and we won't be touched, right? So there is, for me, financially, no matter how many levers you want to pull, no matter how much you want to stretch it or bend it or whatever, right? There is no justifying it financially other than pure greed, in my opinion. There is, and listen, pure greed for what? For 1 or 2 million? We got fucking 4 for Eric Dyer loan. Bayern Munich already paid us 4 million for Dyer appearances, right? That's twice as much as they are going to get for those 6% they are getting of tickets, right? It's absolutely like this. I have to like. I completely agree with what you said. Also, with especially with Premier League, the fact that it's going to like it's trying to replicate the NHL model, right? NFL, sorry, NFL, yeah, NFL, right? Because like the prices in England are absolutely fucked beyond like any imagination, right? I've been to my local team's match, right? I live in one of the biggest cities in Poland, right? And my team is currently sitting in the top seat of the Polish league, right? And the
Which
ticket,
team is this, Michael?
Śląsk Wrocław.
Oh, you're from Wrocław.
Yeah. I'm from Wrocław. Yeah. I mean, I live in Wrocław now. I'm from different city in Poland, but I live here for like 6-7 years, right? The point is, I paid in pounds, like I think £8 for a ticket, and I was sitting near the VIP lounge with everything, right?
Yeah, but the Polish
but I mean, when I look at my league, right, and how affordable it is for me, and by the way, the parking for a car is like two or 3 pounds, I think, when you translate it, right? So the whole trip, including fuel, is like 15 pounds for me, right? And when I looked at trying to get tickets for Tottenham, first of all, it's fucking impossible to get a ticket if you don't have connections, right?
100%.
I'm part of like supporters groups in Poland, right? And every like supporter group in a country gets their allocation of tickets, right? And Polish group went from 40 to 20 to 7 for North London Derby. We have 7 tickets from Poland for North London Derby, right?
Same. It's the same with us also. Yeah.
It's literally impossible to get a ticket, right? Listen, I may be in a privileged position because maybe I don't know. I never asked, right? But maybe because I know Stel or I know Ben or Sim or Ash or whoever, right? Maybe I can work something behind the scenes, right? Maybe, I don't know, right? But for a normal,
that was him asking you, Stel.
Yeah, but not.
I need to speak to you, by the way.
Sorry, not Stefan Stelios. How much would it cost for me to get a ticket, not for a North London Derby, but for like Crystal Palace, right? Because for you, it's £90 or something, right? I think.
But where, Michael? Right? It depends where.
Yeah, it depends where, right?
Like when I got tickets at the Emirates, you go like at the Emirates, you go from like nosebleed seats are like 70, 80 quid, and then you go like. It's not even based on the section you're in. You go like four levels down, and it goes to fucking £200, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's 200. Like, let's just assume it would cost me like £200 to get a ticket for Spurs, right? That's more than I would pay for a flight to London a hotel, right, for a night and flying back to Poland. That's fucking ridiculous, right? When you look at it, like from a abroad fans perspective, right? But listen, the reason why I'm bringing this point is to like kind of illustrate why many chairmen are choosing to focus on the abroad fans, right? Because let's be honest, as much as I hate the fact that they are rinsing everyone around, right? If I got the chance to go to England, right, I would spend £200 on a ticket. I would probably spend £150 or something in the shop, right, to get myself a jersey. I would spend money in the bars to get myself a beer, right? Because that's a one in a maybe not lifetime experience, but one in a couple of years experience, hopefully, right?
You're the
and
problem.
I can afford it.
You're the problem.
Yeah, so technically I'm the problem, right? But I also want to support the club. I also want to see the game live, right? I've been to 3 games this season of Śląsk Wrocław, and I absolutely love it, right? And the stadium is smaller, it's shittier, but the atmosphere is still great, right? So, and I'm not necessarily that invested in the Polish league. So imagine I'm fucking too invested in Tottenham, right? I spend hours on Reddit, searching for transfer rumors, all that stuff. We all do it, right? We are all passionate about football. So I want to support the club, right? But as Stel said, technically, I'm the problem here, right? As a fan of abroad.
I'm just actually had a look, right? Because I was just curious.
But that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys are joking or not, but that was what my tirade was, because international fans or outside fans, like you just said, it's so hard for them to get a ticket, and then local fans want to push them out anyways. International fans coming in and trying to get once in a lifetime, spend the money, buy in the shop or whatever. No, they're not the problem. Levy is the problem, because who says that other clubs don't have international fans? Other clubs have a bigger fan base. No, other clubs
can't blame
have
Levy.
bigger
You
fan
can't blame
base,
Levy
more
after
international
24
fans
years. You can't
than us.
Can't blame Levy.
Okay.
I just want to really quickly bring up, right? I was just curious, right? Because I've always wanted to try to go to an Arsenal game, but for me, financially, it's just impossible, right? And I'm not really well connected in the Arsenal fan base, right? So if I want to get a ticket, I look at resold, right? And in no disrespect, we're playing Luton in about a month's time, right? And that's probably one of the shittest teams you can play coming up. And the resold ticket cheapest is £175. Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
On the exchange,
£175 for a resold ticket. On one of the good websites as well.
That's because you're in demand. You're going for the title. You never come on here with Arsenal.
But still, I get that.
Arsenal shirts.
It's even before Stel.
No, Stel, you're wrong. Even when Arsenal were with Alexis Sanchez, when Alexis Sanchez and Ozil were there, where we were in the top 4, but not per se challenging.
When you're winning FA Cups, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I went to a league game.
Nevertheless, we were still mid-table. Not mid-table, mid 5th, 6th. This always been the same still. It's always been the same with Arsenal. The only time I can get to see my club, on a cheap level is pre-season. And then
when you wanted Wenger out, the stadium was half empty. The stadium was half empty. The demand.
I'll tell you right now. You find me an Arsenal ticket for under £50, and I'll praise you.
Because you're not going to find them.
Because you're flying.
This was like it years ago. I've been trying to.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. The people that
your stadium was half empty.
And the only time still I can go to an Arsenal game as an Arsenal fan to afford one is pre-season. How should I be allowed to? I'm sorry.
But your point is, so the people that have those tickets, that are already sitting on those tickets, are season ticket holders, and in our case, who's driving up the price of that? The season ticket holder is sitting on that season ticket, and they are renewing that season ticket, and Levy keeps driving up the price of that season ticket. And then what ends up happening is that then the season ticket holder, when they resell it, even higher of a price.
No,
that's what ends up happening. And then some of those season ticket holders won't even complain about the fact that Levy is
season. If you listen to season ticket holders, their thing is, I don't like Levy, but if I lose my season ticket, if I give it up for a year and then lose it, fuck Levy. I love this club more. I've supported this club before Levy. I'm not losing my season ticket, which I have to go on a waiting list, just like at Arsenal, of 50 to 60,000 people. and that's why I'm gonna pay it. So they forcefully pay.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're not
scenario,
protesting. They're not
I
protesting.
agree. I agree with your point.
Yeah.
This is where Cube's right.
let me
Okay, the
give
issue, listen, I'm a season ticket holder. I'm part of the problem, right? I am the problem as well, by the way.
So
I
am I.
go, all right. So is Adrian. The issue is,
Fuck you.
what do you do when you go, right? So you can take action in various ways. You can boycott the club shop. You can boycott going to games. You can stage a walkout, but then that needs organising. Or you can do what I do. I protest outside. I protest inside. I go on YouTube. I blow it up. I just blow it up, and I'm like, right, you're the problem. You're the problem.
That's the
You don't
best
do
way.
anything about it. Okay. So there's different ways of doing it. But Cube's right. The fans that go there and they sit there and they go on Twitter and they moan, but they do nothing about that. They are the problem. 100%.
They're
You
not
can blame
the problem,
Levy.
Phil.
They are the problem because they do
I'll tell
nothing
you where
about.
I'll tell you,
No,
I get
Adrian,
where
hold
you're
on.
coming
If
from.
your missus cheats on you, if your
No, no.
missus cheats on you,
No, no.
and you do,
Repeatedly.
No.
you are
No,
the
no.
problem.
It's,
You are
it's-
you're accepting her.
yeah, I
shagging
know.
men.
I get
You
your
are
angle,
the problem.
right?
She was the
I'm going to
original
tell you
problem.
why.
Now
I get
you
where
are.
you're coming from, and it's a very valid point. But the fans are not the problem. Arsenal fans aren't. Spurs ain't. They are not the problem. The problem lies where this inflation comes in the tickets. When club owners will go out and pay extortionate money for players and give them extortionate wages, and that has to be funded. So it's not only just funded through TV revenue, ticket sales.
But we're not paying
So
extortionary
they
prices.
actually, no. Why the inflation? I mean, we've gone through a period of deflation of transfer market due to COVID and things like that, and now, right, clubs are trying to claw money back. And even last year, when I got a concession, I still got one this year, and I've renewed my season ticket. So I'm part of the problem because I love my club.
Adrian.
I love my club. So what they did, what Levy did last year, they kept the prices down. They haven't raised them for a couple of years, but they put the food and drink up, and they'll still do it again. And this year,
And they
when you
removed
play your
child
domestic
concessions.
cup games,
If you're an Arsenal
domestic
fan,
cup games, FA
you-
Cup, whatever, they won't be 25 quid a ticket. They'll put them up as well. I'm telling you, it's all going to happen.
I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan,
And
yeah,
they
but
break
we
that.
paying
We
somebody-
break that down.
Let me get-
Liverpool
My
fans.
question
Arsenal can come back. Arsenal
This
can
is
come
my
back.
was going on about
Right.
accessing tickets, and Stefan was.
Yeah,
I know what the situation is at Arsenal, right? At Spurs, it's a 62,850 stadium, right? There's 8,000 corporate holders at that stadium. There's 42,000 season ticket holders. That's 50,000. You've got 3,000 for away fans. That's 53,000, right? That leaves like 9,850 tickets to go on sale to Hotspur One members, Hotspur One Plus members, right? That's a pittance. That's a pittance of, but it's the way it is, right?
Adrian, who cares? Who cares who gets the tickets? Like, honestly, Liverpool opened up a brand new stand about 7-8 years ago, the west or the east stand, the long one that goes along the sideline. Yeah,
They've opened up another one now as well.
No, I'm talking about back then. They opened it up and they said to Liverpool fans, it's £75 a ticket.
Man
Your
United.
Liverpool fans did- Wait,
Man
hold on,
United
hold
have the
on.
lowest season
1 minute,
tickets.
1 minute, Stefan, 1 minute.
Yeah.
No, for match day, just one game. This is £75 tickets. The Liverpool fans said, yeah, really? On the 75th minute of the day they opened the stand, they all got up, emptied the stadium. Google it. Go Google it. They walked
I
out.
remember that, yeah.
And the owners, they dropped the price. So when I hear fans aren't the problem, yes, we fucking are. Because we
No,
accept
we
it
accept
without
it.
action.
We
We-
accept
without
it.
action,
Yeah,
without
from that
action.
point of view,
Without
right?
action.
But hang on a second.
Not
Where,
the-
where is the most clubs' revenue spent? Where is it
The
spent?
culture,
Wages?
the culture.
Wages on
Adrian,
players.
stop,
and
Adrian,
transfer
sorry,
fees.
No,
Adrian, 1
playoff
minute.
players.
Adrian,
What wages?
Guys,
Harry Kane
there's
was
three-
our highest.
Guys, there's three arguments here. One is about wages. One is about who gets to. My argument is on one simple thing. The culture at Spurs, right? The Spurs fan base culture
Good
is
vibes.
one of accepting mediocrity and doing as you're told. Other fan bases aren't like that. Man United's fans, they gate crashed and got the Liverpool Man United game abandoned. People
Biggest
say to
game in
me,
England,
but people say to me, but what did that achieve, Stelios? What did that get them? They've
They
now got
sold
Sir
the
Jim
club.
Ratcliffe. They've now got Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's come in. Let's see what happens. The point is, they forced some change. Adrian, the culture at our club is weak. That's the point I'm making. We don't act.
Well,
We
pussies.
accept it. So how can the fans not be the problem now?
But
Well,
I'm going to tell you why it's
weak.
weak.
If you want to mobilize, I've been to 3 of the protests. I think if you want to mobilize support, right, you have to engage with your supporters. And the problem is, even on social media like this, you don't get.
Rapist.
Hey yo.
You don't.
That's what happens to me.
The reach isn't there.
Dream's already dead. We already talked about crack whores and
about 3%. Less than 3% of the Spurs fan base are actually in Tottenham, right? Season ticket holders were. That was years ago. Don't know what it's like now and what the fan base is now. Probably got a lot of people to support the team, but like I live in Edmonton, I know so many mates that can't even afford to go to games, right? They can't go. They just can't afford it, right? Because Edmonton's not a rich borough and nor is Haringey, right? And then you find that with Spurs, see, if you want to mobilise support, the fan base is there, but it's so diverse. I mean, and on the season ticket waiting list alone, when I checked the One Hotspur Plus members for both groups, One Hotspur Plus and members, this was 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago, we had 176,000 on the waiting list. 176,000. There are people.
What's the point here? What's the point you're making? What's the point you're making in relevance to what I said?
Well, because if I give up my season ticket, someone else is just going to take it.
No, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm saying
Liverpool
fans were season ticket holders that got up and walked out. The fans that gate crashed the Liverpool Man United game were season ticket holders. What I'm saying is the ones that do pay to go there, Cube said it 10 minutes ago. What are they doing about it? That's the problem.
I've told you
this
why.
Is the problem.
Your fan base.
Levy knows we're going to do nothing, so he'll say, "Yeah, 6%." Adrian's getting older. Let's take away his benefits.
You don't need. Look, you can have. I mean, I thought the protest group had a great effect, and it wasn't about hundreds of thousands of protesters with the balloons and all that. That made the board nervous. The board got very nervous.
Yeah. But now,
right?
Now
well, it's not even just protesting. It could be so many different things. What about when there was the Levy out chants? Remember, there was Levy out chanting last season, but the Levy out chanting wasn't loud enough. There was a little spattering of Levy out chanting. There was what about the signs? What about the Levy out eating out signs?
But what the board don't want, Cubed, they don't want them Levy out chants and all that being brought up on Sky News, Talk Shite Radio,
well, if everybody's doing it, you can't deny it.
Guys, it's embarrassing. West Ham fans.
This is crazy, by the way. Like the stuff I listen to because this one guy. It's crazy.
No,
Connor, every year this guy.
I know it's just mad. You'd think. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised. Levy feels like he can walk around that stadium free. I mean, I'm not going to get
same as you. Arsenal pay 100 million for Declan Rice, right? Fine, but that money's got to come from somewhere. Where do you think it's going to come from?
But Arsenal fans, but Adrian, the difference is Arsenal fans know. Okay,
we spent 65 million on Richarlison and 50 million on Brendan. That's 150 million.
Wait, stop. Arsenal fans know.
That was my argument about transfers and wages earlier on. If the Premier League clubs, if they had a cap on transfer fees, that would be great. Then you could say,
for Levy,
if wages were a lot lower and transfer fees were a lot lower, it should obviously be cheaper to get into grounds.
No, but that's not the point.
Guys, you're missing the economic. You're missing the economic. I'm gonna sound like Sean now and look at me. I'm so smart with the big words. The difference between that is Adrian pointed out the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that the demand for Tottenham tickets are inelastic, meaning that even if there is a price change, if there is a price increase, people are still going to demand those tickets based on the lack of supply for them. So as a result, because there's 160,000 waiting list, Levy knows if one season ticket goes, like an Adrian, for example, or someone senior who can't afford a Judas pension, someone is going to take his place. And that's why he can raise tickets so vehemently and so easily with no protest. I just want to point out to Adrian, West Ham fans are protesting more vehemently than Spurs fans. West Ham. This is the problem with your fan base is you have this.
The number of fans on the waiting list isn't a problem, Stefan. Having 160,000 people. No, it's not. It's not. The problem is they won't take action. It's not the number. It's what they won't do. That's the problem. Levy knows.
But that's the culture. That's a separate issue. That's a separate issue.
No, but that's my point. That's at the heart of this. The culture of the Spurs fan base now.
I think you guys are
today-
making the same point, kind of. To be honest.
Well, he's saying it's because
I mean,
there's lots of people that
from
will come and
different
take
sides, but basically the point is the same, right?
No, but my point is
no,
that
mine's
is
about
I've
culture.
seen
His is
this-
about numbers of fans.
Yeah,
that are
well,
still
No,
there.
but it's also about culture. Stefan's point is also about culture, right? The fact that, listen, if
Good vibes FC, Michael.
Yeah, good vibes FC. Basically, the queue is so large and the mentality is so fucking rotten, right? That even if how many season ticket holders are there? 40,000, right, or something? If 40,000 ticket holders,
8,000 corporate.
yeah, just decide to 40,000 people just decide they are not going to renew the ticket, right? There is 160,000 people, 4 times as much, waiting to buy this ticket and have a fucking wank, right? Because they finally got their hands on the ticket, right? That's the point. And they are going to go there and sit in the stadium and they are going to pay for it for the next 10 years, right? And be basically grateful that they can watch this whatever shit is lying on the floor they are going to
the ground
watch
takes
it, right?
£1 million a game in pies and beer. £1 million.
Why is he raising the prices?
They're gonna
Yeah,
take
then why is he
£3
raising the
million
prices
a
then?
league
Because
game
he
on
can
his
get away with it. Because he
£3
can
million
get away
a
with it.
because he
league
can
game,
get
right?
away. Exactly.
So the club
That was
the club will make a minimum of 54 million on this increase, right, through the season. A minimum might be 60 because I'm going on the lower £50 ahead over 60, but it'll be a lot more. So it could be 55, 56, and under 60 anyway. That's without 3 European games at home, which are guaranteed next year, whether in the Champions League or Europa League, because there's 6 games. So that's another 3, right? And if we get home games in the cups as well, domestic cups, or progressing cups, it's even more money. And I just know now that the 25 quid tickets for FA Cup games, I bet they're going out the window now as well. I bet they'll go.
By the way, this isn't just.
I want to play. Wait, hold on. I want to play devil's advocate here, right? Because when I feel like when Spurs are on good, like for example, start of the season, right? You were top of the league, mad form, great form. Now I might be playing devil's advocate and I might be chatting shit. I didn't hear anything about Levy at that point
Because he didn't put the ticket prices up then.
I'm not talking about ticket prices. I'm talking about in general.
That's what's kicked this off.
No, I know, but I'm talking about in general.
To be fair,
Connor, to answer your question,
It's because dissent has softened.
But that's what I mean. There's not enough fans. Like, if Levy was really wanting to get out at that point where you're winning, still winning, you've still got to bang that drum, you know.
Look,
It wasn't right when Kane left. The reason dissent softened because our recruitment's improved so much better. So
How can you protest so much?
How can you protest when you're top of the league? How can you protest?
yeah, exactly.
the
Like,
reason why you didn't hear
if-
Levy out. Wait. The reason you didn't hear Levy out, and that's not including our channel, because we're to tell you, I'm to the point. Even if we win a trophy, I'm always consider Levy out because I want him out. I'm like done with him. So that's our channel. But that's what we were saying earlier. Our fan base is so gullible. That's what we're talking about. It is so gullible that the first 10 games made them forget. They asked for an apology. They asked for our channel to apologize.
We're only 3 points away from Arsenal. That's the other thing I kept saying.
They asked us to apologize. And we said, Stell said, and I said, apologize for what? I'm still leaving out. We're still leaving out. I didn't care if we could be a first right now. I'm not apologizing to Daniel Levy for the 24 years of shit. No, I still want Levy out. You know? So to answer your question, yes, there were people that were saying, "Oh, the streets are paved with gold," and all things are good with Levy. But this channel and some other people have always consistently said, "Levy out." For me,
Can I just quickly say, right? And I know you guys win because I know your guys' standpoint on most of it, right? But if you were to say, this obviously isn't going to happen, but if you were to win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup this season, right? The rebuttal of the fans in Tottenham Stadium, there wouldn't be a peep from them fans about Levy. Not you guys, because you obviously still bang the drum, but them fans will not hear a peep. But you wouldn't hear a peep about Levy out because you've got the trophy now. That's the exact same thing that happened with Man United. I don't personally believe that Ten Hag is for United, and it shows now.
No,
When
Man
they won the
United-
Carabao Cup, there was nothing about the Glazers or anything like
No,
that.
that's
because
not
we
true,
want
Connor.
something.
That's not true.
I don't
There
think
was-
so. No, there was a majority.
Yeah,
That's not true, man. They hate the Glazers. They've
trophy
hated.
win.
Man United are unanimous with that. The only difference is that they don't jump on the manager as quickly. What happens is the manager goes through a rough spell. Man United fans start blaming the manager, and yes, I agree with you. Did the noise for the Glazers go down? Yes, it did, but they still hate the Glazers. The difference is I have told this to Stel numerous times, and I agree with that. I've said this about the culture. The culture at Spurs is I don't get it, and I've compared it. Only American fan. Hopefully Mario will get me. It's kind of like Ohio State and Michigan, where Michigan kept losing to Ohio State consistently, kind of like what Spurs and Arsenal were before 20. And all Michigan would say was, but we're a better school. We're this. We're smarter. I hear this shit from the Spurs podcast, which is, we don't want to protest because we're not Arsenal. We're not Chelsea. We're not as if like Arsenal and Chelsea are like below them, as if, I don't know, there's been so successful.
Yes,
So
I agree with you.
Stefan, what you're saying is based on recent history. The last couple of seasons you've been above us. The 6 or 7 before you were below us.
Nothing.
And
No,
true.
No, you're missing the point. He's talking about the aura, because I feel the same way. I feel that the aura of this club, just in comparison to other clubs, I feel that we're so indignant as a club, and we're so wine and cheese that so much that we don't even care about trophies because we have the pretty stadium. Daniel Levy makes us.
We're
money.
not Arsenal.
Like it's almost like a wine and cheese section of our club. I mean,
you have prawn sandwich fans. That's what you have now. You have
prawn sandwich, exactly.
You have
I think that combined with a very diverse demographic fan base, because
which is what English and South Korean.
What? Come in because
I'm quick for this out.
Games. Can't go to games, can't afford it. The fan base is diversified out. They've either moved out. A lot of them moved out the areas, which I wouldn't have blamed them anyway, right?
Yeah.
And so the demographics have changed. So even if you want to arrange a protest, right? People are not. Some will come in. Some will travel in for a protest, but not many will. Not many will, right? I don't know what the demographics are of the Spurs fan base. I know we've got a fantastic away fan base abroad and all that, but I'm talking about in this country. I don't know what it is. I meet supporters group from Dorset that come in for games. Dorset Spurs, they're legends if they're watching, right? And other groups that come in, and I think it's fantastic that they do, but they all travel in. I mean, I don't know what the demographics is of in the local vicinity of Tottenham, if you include the surrounding boroughs, is of the Spurs fan base.
But
so
why
if you're going to arrange a protest,
Adrian, how does that have anything to do with the fact that
West
Ham? Wait, because your point is hollow because of the fact that West Ham fans now are more active in trying to remove David Moyes and the board at West Ham than Spurs fans. And West Ham fans have actually tasted glory in the last fucking 10 years, unlike you. And you still, like Arsenal
yeah, they're
fans,
European champions, aren't they?
And you make and see there that attitude, that elitist, as if West Ham fans can come and say we've won a trophy, unlike you, and you make fun of that trophy, even though you couldn't get out the group stages in that fucking trophy.
Stefan.
Well, I think it's a joke trophy anyway, but that's it.
Why is it a joke trophy?
Wait.
Why?
Because it's
Sorry,
like
go Michael.
Go on, Michael.
So because I kind of want to back your point, Adrian, right? Kind of, right? Because you said about the change of the demographics, etc., right? So, like, one of the points that was made with the price rise, right, was pricing the less like privileged fans, right? Let's say, right? The guys that can't afford, right? Either diehard fans or youngsters, like students, high schoolers, whatever, right? So the way I look at it, right? When I watch games here in Poland, right, and I see those like diehard motherfuckers, like 5,000 shirtless, bald fucks sitting in one stand, right, and singing, dancing, smuggling fireworks into the stadium, right?
Amazing.
That's what they do, right? But try to raise the price on those guys, and you are going to have fucking hell, right? Because they don't care. They will destroy the stadium if they have to, right?
Yeah,
even
they're
though
gonna
it's their
break
own
the
stadium,
seats.
right?
In Bulgaria,
Yeah.
they used to break the seats and throw them onto the pitch.
Exactly, right? Now with Tottenham, right? The way I see this stadium, like, trust me, guys, I've been supporting this club for like 5 to 6 years, right? The atmosphere 5 years ago or 6 years ago was much better than it is now, in my opinion. When I watched the game against Crystal Palace, the atmosphere was fucking dead, right? At least for me, when I watch it on TV, right? There is some God, you Spurs, right? Because like,
Well, so was it quiet in the stands when you're watching the game?
half the stadium is corporate, half the stadium is there for a day out, right? And half the stadium is middle to high class people with their families or with their friends, right? And those people won't protest because it's just not in the nature of the more privileged
Because
people,
they're
right?
above it.
Right? Even I can even make it further, right? We have huge farmer strikes here in Poland right now, right? Like political situation is kind of mad, right now with the grain for I won't get you into politics, right? But we have huge strikes of farmers, right? And why are they striking so hard and so much? And you know, the strikes are so vast and everywhere, right? And they are blocking the roads going into the cities, etc., right? Because they are an underprivileged class that are getting stuffed by the government, right? You can kind of relate it to this situation, right? Whereas I work in IT, right? Or at least I'm trying to work in IT because I can't find a fucking job for 8 months, right? Because it's over, you know, there is too many IT guys. I can't find the job, right? But guys like me won't go out and protest and to, you know, try to make a case for us that we are getting fucked over, right? Because majority of them live in a nice flat, you know, have nice salaries, you know, can go on vacation. We don't struggle with putting food on the table, right? All this jazz, right? And I think you can kind of relate the situation to what's happening in the stadium. Again, as I said, if you the point of pricing the like lively, diehard fans or young fans that have energy, that can have standards, that aren't there for a day out, that they are there to support the club, to sing, you know, all that stuff, right? The point is, when you price those guys out and you have corporate, basically in the stadiums, 50,000 or 40,000 corporate people, right? And 15,000 diehard fans, right? Those diehard fans are in a minority in the stadium. Even if you want to organize a protest, three-fourths of the stadium will tell you to fuck off because they want to drink a beer and have a hot dog, right? And watch the game. I think and eat a prawn sandwich, right? And that's the issue with financially, right? But also with sorry, I know it's a long rant, right? But with mentality, with what you said, Stefan, right? I think I've seen in this fan base, right? Basically, I think we are the best example of a participants trophy that you can show, right, in sports, right? Basically, I think this whole narrative of a top six was created, right, in big six, and we were somehow elevated into the status, right, of a big six, basically treating us as equal to Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool, right? Whereas, in fact, financially, fuck yeah, we are even bigger than some of those clubs financially, right? But sports-wise, you know, in terms of achievements, in terms of what we are showing on the pitch, we are nowhere near, right? But people got so caught up in this narrative that we are equal to Arsenal, that we are equal to Chelsea, right? Somehow,
no better. You say you're better, like.
Yeah, we are top. We are
can
top guys.
Can I just quickly say, as much as obviously
we are doing what we are doing what
we
were
equal.
better than 2 top 6 clubs, right?
Still, get out of here. Just because you won Europa League in the 60s.
No. In 1992, before the Premier League began,
we'd won
more FA Cups than Arsenal, more League Cups, more European titles. You'd won more league trophies. The difference between us was 7 trophies. There wasn't this big gap. Since 92, Premier League years until now, you've just pulled away and we've gone backwards. There was a time before Premier League and Levy where Spurs, we were all right, man. We were good. But the last 30 years, 8 years of Sugar, 24 years of Levy, it's been nothing short of a disgrace on the football pitch. It's been shambolic.
But still, what happened? What happened? Because I remember watching a documentary on the Spurs time in the 90s. Watching it was related to Alan Sugar. There were Spurs fans waiting outside his house protesting. What happened to those? What happened to that culture, that fabric of your fan base? Like,
Well,
I know everybody
they're
thinks
still
it's
there.
enjoyable for me because I'm
Stefan, they're
shitting on
still there.
Spurs.
He's sitting right there.
They're still, yeah, well, exactly. That they were 40 years old.
That's
They're now in their
Adrian, yeah.
60s.
Can I just ask, right? Listen, as much as I know the ticket
Big
stuff,
up, Adrian.
as much as I know
Legend.
the ticket stuff's important, right? And obviously they're treating fans wrong. Can we talk about Arsenal's great form right now?
Oh no,
Murray.
No. Mute him. No.
I want them to talk about it, but I just want them
I
also.
thought you were about to bring up
remember-
my prediction. Against
No,
Sheffield.
no. I just want you to remember what your fans were like 3 years ago when it came to your American owners.
Let I tell you something, you fucking American, get the fuck out my club and go back to fucking America. Let I tell you something, you fucking American.
Don't forget.
Yeah. But
wow.
Oh, that's close.
And I know that, dude. Yeah, wow.
But that's
And still, what about trips and all that? Giving it large. I can hear that. I can hear that Champions League music and all that. And we beat you for top 4, and you run with your tails a leg away from Spurs. And you spank you 3-0 White Lane.
Fan
Like,
base.
you know,
BS.
and like,
You
you've
brought
only been
BS
out,
to a
and now you're
Champions League
mouthing off
place.
because you've had
Well
a couple
done.
of seasons and you ain't won nothing yet, and you're mouthing off.
All I'm going to say is I wasn't a part of the protest. So I can't speak on their behalf.
Back to you, Connor. Back to you.
Listen, you can bring up all the stuff about the only you want. I'm
but
talking about
Connor,
football on the pitch.
he's exposing the fact that Arsenal fans actually have a backbone and they protest and they have some sort of
And to be
voice.
fair, since we protested, and Stefan, you're going to be shocked I said this. Since that protest, have we improved? Yes.
100%.
It worked.
And
All right,
but most importantly, how many people showed up to the Chelsea protest and to the Arsenal protest and compare it to the Spurs protest where 20 people showed up?
Mate, there was more people at a Chelsea protest than there was at a Man City title parade.
Super League protest. Yeah, we were the worst. We were the worst. All right, so let's go to the topic. Is Arsenal in cruise control? I will pass it off to the Gooners, but I will say this.
Can't wait.
Bias aside, whew, these guys look scary good. Scary good. The only chink I will also say is that they had a reality check in Europe because I had to bring that up.
It's true.
Yeah, because 6-0 at Porto, like that's European heritage. Like that's what I love about Champions League. It does something to teams and cultures. And I will say this, and we'll talk about this later. That Porto Arsenal game, I see Arsenal still win it, but it's not a gimme game. They have to show up and play. They have to show up and play because Porto's not just gonna say, "Oh well, Arsenal, we're Arsenal. We're not gonna." No, it's gonna be a fight. But other than that, you have to play who's in front of you. They beat Liverpool, and they're making.
Mario, we didn't beat Liverpool. We absolutely dominated and made them look like shit.
Okay.
We didn't just beat Liverpool.
I agree.
I'm just waiting for there was no Salah comment. There was
So-
no.
Yeah. But forget our injuries.
But still, you have to play. You have to play.
Yeah,
who's
100%.
You have to play who's in front of you. And
To be fair, Chelsea outplayed Liverpool for 90 minutes in the cup.
I'll have a day off, Stell. Come on now.
Oh,
They're top of the league for a reason.
they have to play who they play.
In the cup final. They
No.
outplayed Liverpool
Now
for 90
this is the
minutes.
new Tottenham copium. Liverpool aren't as good, even though we predicted Liverpool were going to finish.
Why
ahead of
are
us.
you not so
It's
defensive?
the same thing as last season.
Just
Stefan.
No, because
We
that's
already
what they
second
do.
because everyone else was shit.
Oh my
That was the reason we
word.
were second.
Yeah.
So if another team plays well against Liverpool, we can't say it because it's not Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah, but that's
No. You're
Fine,
saying.
The
I'll tell you why
point you're
you say
making
what-
is Liverpool just aren't good enough. What is that?
No.
Nottingham
No,
Forest
you're
should have
missing-
beaten Liverpool on the weekend.
No,
I'm
you're
just
missing
saying
the point
injuries.
because
I'm just saying.
Compared to back then.
Connor,
Okay.
you're missing the point of why he's saying Chelsea played well because it's
I thought
golden
they're
boy
top of the league.
touch. looks like shit. That's why he's saying Chelsea play well, because
I
his
just said
golden
Nottingham
boot
Forest
touch-
as well. I just said Nottingham
So you're
Forest.
trying
as
to tell
well.
us that Liverpool aren't a great team right now?
I will
I'm
say
just
just
trying to say, no.
Brighton
I'm saying to you that other teams have played well against them. That's all.
Brighton's not looking too hot. They just got smacked by Roma 4-0.
They got smacked.
Roma-
yeah.
I watched
He
the game.
smoked. I watched that game.
Yeah, I watched the game.
They got
Roma,
smacked.
even though Roma's goalkeeper probably saved
Who's
like
the
2
manager
or
of
3
Roma now?
goals.
Yeah.
Brighton had a lot of chances. Like they were, I mean, Dunk made a horrific mistake, and that I think the Dunk mistake changed it, turned it to 2-0, and Brighton kind of gave up.
They just fell apart.
That's classic Brighton, man. That's been Brighton all season. They've had
Oh,
a
they're
good-
either Brighton or they're
either really good
Jekyll
or
and
really
Hyde.
shit.
Yeah, they're either amazing or horrific.
Yeah,
Especially away from home.
I passed the question to Connor. Arsenal is in cruise control.
I'm loving it, man. I don't have anything to complain about.
I would be surprised if you didn't, honestly.
Normally I have something to complain about, but I'm not gonna lie.
No, man. Listen, and
I did get humbled because again I was like saying, "Oh, do you know what? We're going to go to Sheffield and we're going to put in a stinker, aren't we?" But bro, we destroyed them. Anyway, everyone's destroying them, so I can't really like overhype it because everyone's destroying them. But very, very good.
Liverpool didn't, but okay.
Fine, right? I can overhype it now because Stefan said I can. But now, listen,
Yeah,
it's a great
no.
performance. And we're in cruise control, man. I'm saying we're gonna smash Brentford on the weekend. I want to say another 3-0. Tony's been shocking recently, which is good. Hopefully he doesn't turn. Well,
Connor.
the only reason I think he's going to turn up
Yeah.
against us is for his audition to sign for the club in the summer.
Yeah, don't say that.
But apart from that, now listen. At the end of the day, we, like Maury said, and I completely agree. We can only beat what's in front of us, right? And we're performing well in front of all these teams in recent weeks. And listen, it all comes down not just to, but at the end of the day, I love all these performances and these and what Arteta's been doing and all the tactics and all that. It's all working. If we do not go ahead at the end of March to that stadium and do what we're doing now, I'm not saying 6-0, 5-0, but go ahead and actually win. No, not fire Arteta, but I'm going to be pissed off because surely we've beaten Liverpool, we've beaten City already this season. Let's go do it again at their ground.
Yeah, you
It's
got
about
lucky,
time.
man.
If you want to win a league title, you've got to beat City, don't you? So that's the only. Yes, well, pretty much you have to. Unless City drop points majorly, which I don't think they're gonna. You know, if you want to be league titles, you got to. If you want to be title winners, you've got to beat the best, and we've got to beat City now. It's time to do it. And this team is giving me the. And I fucking hate it when the team does this because they shit on me eventually. They give me the confidence to say I want to go in there and beat City, and I hope they do. I pray to God we do. I hope we smash them. In effect,
Connor, do you not think?
When's
do you
the
guys
last
not
time
think
City
we-
lost at home? I think it was last year against Brentford, right?
who City?
Yeah.
I think they haven't lost at home for over a year. I mean, am I hopeful and am I confident we can beat City at their ground? Yes, but I mean, it's Man City. Like they're not some shit team that we can just go and dominate them. But do I think
I get that, but I'm just saying with our performances and that there's no excuse to not go ahead and win there. Do you know what I mean? You know, we
yes, there is. City haven't lost in a year.
But if we listen, at the end of the day, the way I see it, right? Listen, the title's not decided until May, and I can completely get that. City have got way more games where they could drop points, right? Because they could have dropped points against Bournemouth. But for me, you want to be title contenders, you want to be title winners. You've got to beat these teams. You have to. We haven't won the Etihad in years, Stefan.
But
Connor,
Connor,
I want to know. Listen, we're not arguing.
Not really, Connor. Do you know what? I disagree a bit here because Man City win the league every year, but they struggle to beat Tottenham Hotspur, yet they win the league. So I
Liverpool.
disagree with this.
They've never beaten Liverpool.
Listen, I get that. Listen, I know not everyone thinks we're going to beat. We have to beat City, but I just thought it's about time.
Look, I get your point. It's almost a bit like an ego thing. If we beat them, we are top dogs now. I kind of get that. But I think for Arsenal this year, the two games I'm looking at, that for me, if you win, I think you win the league. The two games, Tottenham away and Man United away, because of the timing and the position of the games. You're going to smoke Brighton. You're going to smoke
Brighton away is not easy.
That would be our next segment.
Dude, because Brighton are all over the shop this year. They're
yes,
up,
away,
down.
but at home they're really strong. Still, at home they're really good.
This would be our next topic because Tottenham has to play.
No, don't change the topic. I want to go more shit about Arsenal.
No, I'm just saying.
No, don't change the fucking. I want to go.
No, I'm not
I've
changing.
had so much shit from all of you.
I'm
I've
not.
had so much
No,
shit all
I'm
season
not
from all of
changing.
you.
Don't you think?
Hey,
Don't
Steve-O.
you
Long
think?
time no see.
Seriously, seriously, don't
I-
you think you
Stephanie,
talk
it's your
about
turn.
raising your game against top teams or the top six raising their game against other top six when they play them? I don't think that's the problem of raising the game. I think it's the problem of the top six raising their game when they're playing lesser teams because it's the lesser teams that seem to give them more problems.
It's smashing them though. They're smashing the lesser teams. But Stephen, you go ahead.
No, I
Lesser
just, I
teams do
just-
not stay in the Premier League on their away form.
I'll tell
They
you
stay in the Premier League on their home form, and they always get big scalps each year. And everyone looks around and says, "Oh, how did that happen?" Well, how do you think they stay in the Premier League? Some of them don't win an away game, but they take big scalps.
I mean, usually the best away, the team with the best away record usually wins the league. But okay, but in terms of for me, I predicted this. I told you guys in December that even though we were going through that tough period,
So
the
shameless.
performance wasn't that bad. I said that this will even itself out. You know, Arsenal can have this amount of chances.
You also said Spurs would finish 8th.
No, I
He's
said
already
7th.
admitted he's wrong.
He admitted to being
I was
wrong.
wrong. I was wrong.
You did, to be fair.
Okay.
I
so
was
didn't-
wrong.
didn't
I
hear that.
admit I was
I
wrong.
didn't hear that.
That doesn't
I
mean
didn't hear
Spurs are good. It means I can argue the other teams are fucking dog shit. Man United are shit. Brighton are shit this year. Newcastle are shit. So
But
the
we're
same
not-
argument you made last season when
we're
you
not.
said you better win the league this year because next year all the other teams are gonna be better and you're not gonna chat. Well, that went through to that went well. But the actual
Win the league. Win the league before you
Okay,
talk
yeah,
about it.
I know.
Win the league.
I know. Your expectations for my club is
'Cause if
way
you
bigger
don't win
than
it-
for yours. I know. I know. Still, don't worry. I know your expectations for my club is way bigger.
Answer the
Don't worry.
question,
Stefan, talk
And
about
it's
us.
the game.
Yeah,
Talk
I'll
about
talk.
us.
I'll talk.
Talk
Sorry,
about
guys.
us.
Talk
Sorry,
about our
guys.
great
Sorry.
form.
No worries,
Yeah,
no worries, no
sorry.
worries.
All the Spurs fans reaching into their closets, getting those Man City shirts
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I can already see it.
Yeah, it's gonna start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here they
Actually,
are.
Stell's got an Arsenal top though. Stell's got an Arsenal shirt. I've heard.
Actually,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
no,
no, I heard that
listen,
too. Actually,
listen.
there's a photo somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Actually, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm in a Liverpool shirt, not Man City shirt. I don't want them to win 4 in a row. Shame.
Ron, I'm sorry. Now Ron's chatting shit, and this is the shit I hate. Get up Ron's comment, Mari. This is the shit I hate. Right, Stefan is 99%. Stefan, 99% of these teams are shit. That don't make Arsenal
This is
like that.
if-
I hate this demeanor that
No,
whenever
no,
Arsenal
if-
on a good run, every team's
no.
shit. We
No,
finished
no,
second
they're
last
trying to.
season.
No,
Hold
here's
on,
the thing.
no.
Here,
We
Connor,
finished
they're trying
second
to.
last season because every
Connor,
other
they're
team
trying
was
to
shit.
dilute what we're doing. They're trying to
No.
dilute what we are doing
No,
right now.
TJ,
And that's fine. They can do it. That's fine.
If excuses were heroin, Spurs fans would be a fucking drug factory. Let me tell you, like if excuses were heroin. So
No, Stefan, they would be San Francisco.
yeah, true. Yeah, that would be San Francisco. Yeah.
Amsterdam.
Let me just
Six basement.
Tony
let
Montana.
me just Arsenal. So Arsenal right now
Yeah.
are not only just winning games. We're also like we have conceded, I think, in 6 or 7 games. I think we've conceded 4 or 5 shots on target. Our
3
metrics,
goals.
3. We've conceded 3 goals. We scored 31. From
Nearly
when
scored
Sterling,
Ironically-
all season.
no, wait. We have from what Stel said. You're not creative enough. You're controlling nothing. We now have scored the most goals in the league, and we have the best defensive record in the league. If that not, of course, we don't have a trophy.
Took you
No,
the
of
extra
course.
time to beat them, Stealth.
No,
I would relax.
Of course. No. TJ, you gotta understand. Winning trophies is the expectation at Spurs. That's why they're Spurs fans. So that's why they put it on us as winning trophies. But forget that. Look at the way we're playing. Look at how we've just from a broader perspective. I said at the start of the year, even when we weren't playing as well, I said we have evolved as a team in order to win the league. We need to be more defensively solid than when we were last season. Not go 100 miles an hour like we did last season and run out of legs at the end and get injured. And for me, that is the biggest improvement in terms of how he has fitted all the players. Kai Havertz, the one that Stella has been so loud about, but now is quieter than a fucking mouse. Hasn't said shit about.
He's shit. Nah,
Yeah, he's shit. Yeah, he's got more goals than Dan Kulusevski, but Kulusevski's really good, right? Yeah, okay.
Johnson.
Tap-ins?
Tap-ins.
Okay. Okay,
How many goals has he got?
He scored one good goal.
If you watch one of the biggest
How many
reasons
goals
for
has
why,
he got?
okay. If you watch for one of
How many
the
goals has he
biggest
got?
reasons, I think he
Seven.
has like 7 goals. 7 goals.
Wait,
in
no,
the
he's
league.
Right, he's got one more than
Good.
Kulusevski then, because Kulusevski's got 6.
Wasn't
no, he's-
Kulusevski better than Saka at one point for you guys?
I never
Wasn't
said
he
that.
better than
I never
Saka?
said that. You said that.
You remember that now?
That debate is gone. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to finish my point. The
Yeah.
second part is, if you watch Arsenal and you see the way Kai Havertz fits in, one of the biggest reasons for a defensive record is because he is in the team. He has transformed our pressing and our defensive game. The way teams can
Has
never
he?
pass through it. He has, yeah, he has.
Is this a statistic or because
No,
I'm
no,
not
it's
gonna
not.
lie,
It's
I
not
never
a
knew a
statistic.
striker could get involved.
Okay. I'll give you one example. Go rewatch the home game against Liverpool. The main reason why we absolutely dominated them in midfield and all over the park, especially from defense, was because of Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, the amount of times him and Odegaard won the ball in their final third, and when we countered on them and should have beaten them by more than 3-1, was because of him. So for me, all of the signings, and the most positive thing is you should be scared now because Thomas Partey is back. Thomas Partey.
He
Thomas
was shit
Partey
against
he was
Sheffield,
shit.
dude.
Yeah, okay.
I hope
was
he
shit
disrupts
after-
you. I hope he disrupts your flow.
He's shit.
I
Yeah, he's
hope
shit.
that'd be fantastic.
Because of Declan Rice, Thomas Partey midfield, a fully fit Thomas Partey. If he can,
You want to mess with that because you guys are playing high.
I will mess with it. Yes, Thomas. I love Jorginho. Another shit signing, by the way. Another terrible signing. But, yeah.
You sure you want to mess?
Thomas Partey. I love Jorginho, but
Where
Thomas
was Jorginho?
Partey
Way
is
to
better
Porto.
than Jorginho.
Where was
Please,
your way to Porto?
Mari, don't do this. Don't say Jorginho is better than Thomas Partey.
Coming on
please.
in relief. You can't really blame Jorginho on that one.
He knows what it takes. Like right now,
let's
I'm
pretend he never
gonna give
came on.
Havertz his flowers. Sorry to interrupt. I gotta give Havertz his flowers now and Jorginho because they're the only two guys who have won European championship, and they're now showing the rest of the players on your team kind of how to win. I don't know if I would want to mess with that. Like if it's
No,
not,
I'm not saying drop him. I'm saying if Thomas Partey is fit and ready, a midfield of Declan Rice and Thomas Partey is better than Man City's midfield. I have said that Thomas Partey is a class player.
Stefan, can I
Who is
show
better
you
than
something?
Thomas Partey? Who is better?
Here comes the stats. Here comes the stats.
Stefan, I want to show you something. No, I want to show.
Bernardo Silva's
I
better.
want to show all you. I want to show all you. I want to show all you Arsenal fans something. Amari, can you just take down this comment just for 1 second, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is this one as well. Arsenal in cruise control. Just remove it for 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I just want to show you the season Spurs didn't win the league. Right. Just want to show you, just so you can understand why for me you better win the trophy. No, I just want to show you.
Oh yeah.
Goals scored first. Goals from set pieces first. Chances created first. Shots. This is the league end of season. First. Right. Defensive.
How many times have I said don't
No,
compare
first. No, stop. The point is,
in a league that everybody was shit. Stel, everybody was shit.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone's shit. Everyone's shit.
To be fair, you said everyone is shit.
Stefan, to be fair, you did just say last season it was annoying that people were saying that everyone else was shit when Arsenal finished second.
Oh, come on. Context is important, guys. Come on. Give me a break.
Chelsea are amazing this year.
hypocrites.
Man United are amazing this year. My point is this.
Why?
This is my point.
Liverpool and Man
Spurs came first for every metric but where they finished in the league. So for
Because
me,
the best
I don't give a
team was
shit
the-
about your stats of 30 goals. I don't care
Of
how many
course.
you've conceded. Win the league or I am cooking. I am making omelets. I'm making a
Win the
cake.
league.
I'm making a Sunday
Win
roast.
the league.
I'm cooking. Win the league.
Okay, yeah. A Spurs fan that hasn't seen his team win the league says you better win the league to Arsenal fans.
You better bring
or
it
I'm
home.
cooking.
Just bring it home.
See,
Bring
this
it home.
is
For your sake.
this is
You're
why
gonna
your
get
club is so
goulash.
like
Stefan.
okay. So if we don't
I know you like America, so I'm gonna make guacamole. for you.
Okay, yeah, guacamole, yeah. More like fucking.
We got a super chat for
It's
Phil.
easy, but okay, wait.
Women
First of all,
Still really, come on.
The party is back. Justice. Okay.
Yeah.
We're back.
That's the club that employed Paul Gascoigne. All right, cool.
no, or the one that signed the player that
This
had a
guy's homeless,
sexual
you know that?
that had a sexual assault case pending when they signed
Oh,
it.
let's move on. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
but okay, let's
Exactly. We
let's-
can play dirty. Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Let's move
like
on. Let's move on.
let's just because they
Just
have
go past that.
accusations, it automatically means it's true. Yeah, let's just do that now. Okay, great. So Thomas Partey, I'm telling you, if he is fit and ready, Arsenal are a much better team. And I love Jorginho. I think he's an awesome squad. Like even as a player, I love him. He's been amazing for us.
Aren't
He's
you
been
worried
a
it's
key
going to ruin
piece.
your flow though? Because it's working with Jorginho. Aren't you worried it's going to
No,
mess it up a bit?
No, still, Jorginho runs out of gas way too quickly. Especially game after game after game, you can't trust him.
I've heard he's been playing well for you from Arsenal.
He's
fans.
been playing well, but he
you can't put Jorginho in a team consistently. You can't.
one game out of five. Jorginho is going to give you. Jorginho is going to give you an 8, 9 out of 10. But he's not consistent enough. He's not consistent.
Every single game he's played, he's been one of our best players.
Stefan, I want to counter this, right? So your argument is that Jorginho is he runs out of gas quickly.
No, that's their argument. My argument is that Thomas Partey on his day is one of the best midfielders in the league.
Okay,
so that's why you play.
all right, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. So for us, I'm just using an example for us now to relate to what's going on with you. You're in a flow, it's working. Whatever your reason for saying no, just drop Jorginho, let's bring in Partey. Partey's been out for what, a year? Bentancur, since he's come back, hasn't been the same, and we can tell he's not there yet. You're going to have the same issue with Partey. Well, you should no, Stefan. I'm talking about fitness. I'm talking about being speed up to the game. Don't you think this is going to be a problem? And is it worth disrupting the flow you're in?
I would play. I agree with you, Stel. Jorginho has been pretty much him and Kai Havertz and Saka have been our three best players over this spell, arguably, you would say.
Yeah.
But Jorginho has been amazing. Like Jorginho was the man of the match against Liverpool. He was the man of the match against Newcastle. Well, at home, he was sensational in all these games.
Man,
TJ, I can't believe that. Like he was.
Wait,
the best.
I'll wait. Just give me a rebuttal. Just let me talk after you're done.
Okay. Where I would disagree is, although I love Jorginho, I love him. If you have a fit Thomas Partey style, he's too good to have on the bench, man.
But is he fit?
Even for 60 minutes, I would start him. Even if it's for 60 minutes, Thomas Partey and Declan Rice together in the midfield is we haven't seen it all year.
It's similar. It's similar to Newcastle, where like I like Joe Willock a lot, and he played Wolves. No. Hear me out. What I'm saying is Joe Willock is not good enough, I don't think, to be a starter. If Tonali comes back in and is on fire in all gears, he starts over Willock in a best 11. That's what it is. Very good squad player Willock, very good squad player Jorginho, but you have superior midfielders that should start.
Here's the thing. I gotta get in on this real quick. So Jorginho, I have not forgotten what Jorginho did in the North London derby. Okay, let's not pretend. Stop. Let's not pretend like he is not fully capable of bailing in a stinker. Okay.
Okay. Do you remember
has his form been good? Oh, Stefan, shut up, real quick. Just let me finish my thought. Good Lord. All I'm saying is that over the last 4 games, he's been good. I'm not Liverpool. He was great, but other than that, he's been good. Now on Thomas Partey, hold on. Now the whole thing that started this conversation, Stefan, was you wanting to put Thomas Partey right into the lineup. Yeah. He was not good against Sheffield in relief. He was not good. He's not fit.
Yeah.
I do not want us to disrupt the flow that we have going right now in the midfield. We have arguably one of the best performing midfields in the Premier League right now, and that includes Jorginho coming on in relief in the last game against Sheffield and starting against Liverpool and on the run that we're currently on. But the attacking midfield of Odegaard and Kai Havertz with Rice behind him has been very, very good for us. I don't want to disrupt that by putting in a Thomas Partey that is not fully fit. I think it is. I think it's risky.
Would you?
You want
would
to
you
build
put in-
you want to give him good bench minutes just so he can get back.
Yes,
No,
and then if we need to play him in a game, hopefully he's fit enough then where he can play against Tottenham away, where he can put in a shift. But I don't want to see him against Man City because I don't think he's fit.
This is
Okay, but
business
Do you know what I'm
would you
saying?
play him- Would you play him for? Let's say he can give you quality 60 minutes. Thomas Partey performances from last season. The Thomas Partey that we all know as Arsenal fans when he's fit. If you can have 60 minutes of Thomas Partey combined with Declan Rice in the midfield.
You're right, Jez.
against-
Sorry, I screwed that up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, Jez is right. Jez is right. I got that one wrong. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
If you can have Thomas Partey of that ilk for 60 minutes because he's not fully fit, as you said, would you start and then put Jorginho in relief for the last 25 minutes because he's experienced, he knows how to control a game. Hopefully, we're leading. Would you do that?
Say that
Would
one
you-
more time.
What's the conversation, Marlon? Hi.
Say that
Would
one more
you
time.
if you can have a Thomas Partey from last season fully firing for 60 minutes because he's not fully fit, as you said, but you know he has quality. He has the quality. If you can start him for 60 minutes and then take him off for Jorginho, would you do that?
If he's fully fit, right? You said that.
Yeah.
But that's
It's
it.
easy.
That's
Stefan,
not
why are you
reality.
so-
Here's the thing.
Stefan,
It's
why are you being
not-
so specific?
Why does that matter?
Stefan,
He's
why are you being
not.
so specific?
Why
Stefan?
are we doing? So why are we doing this? We're playing in ifs, buts, and maybes. That's not the case.
And
Absolutely.
Stefan,
That's
you have
not
to
the case.
build up to get to that if, which is possible, obviously. You need to build to that. You need
Yeah.
to
He's
build
got one
up.
more game. We've got 2 more games before the break.
Stefan,
By the way-
come on now. Come on.
By the way, just on a little
Guys,
side
Partey
note, the
is
same
such a good
same
player.
thing has to be. By the way, just on a little side note, because there's another player that has been injured for Arsenal this season. That
Timber.
looks very good. Yeah, Timber, exactly. You don't throw
Timber
him
should
right
be
back
back
in
soon.
there.
I don't want to see.
Timber-
I don't want to see Timber until after the international break. Like
Yeah,
exactly.
we
And-
have. Do you
and
know how
TJ
many times? Do you know how many times we rush players back and then we just end up
Like
carting them back
Partey.
off? Let's learn our lesson here and not rush these guys back, especially when we have a starting 11 that is cooking right now. Why are we
Managing-
even talking about
So wait,
this?
So wait. You would if we have Tomiyasu back, you would not replace him for Jakub Kivior?
You're,
Not right
you're
away.
talking about right
Kiwior
now,
is playing.
Stefan.
Kiwior
Stefan,
is
you're
playing
playing
very well right now.
For the match.
No, I
wait,
wouldn't.
wait.
I
For the
can
match.
feel Arteta's gonna mess this up.
Oscar.
By the way,
Arteta's gonna
Michael
mess
is
this
doing
up.
amazing. He's doing amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Love
I'm
it.
watching your guys. I know.
He's doing good. He's doing good.
Stefan, you're playing a game of bits, buts, and maybes, right? Yes.
Shut
if
up,
Tom, if
you
he gets
don't
some
Not
time,
playing with-
when Tom
Poland
gets to
weekend
fully
stuff.
fit, he
Poland
goes
weekend
into the
stuff.
side, right? Let's wait for these players. Let's stop rushing players back. We're playing
not
good
rushing.
football.
Facts.
We're winning games.
Yes, we are.
Listen, if we
How
weren't
are we
winning games,
rushing
we were
them?
getting look, Stefan. If we weren't winning games, we were getting smashed every single week. I'd get your point. I'd be like, do you know what? We've got to get these players back in the team. But we're playing all right. And listen, until it gets to shit, I watched Thomas Partey, and listen, it was only 10, 15 minutes. It wasn't long. But by God, he ain't up to full fitness. Not full fitness, full sharpness, sorry, right? Just give it time, bro. Just don't stress. Give it
But
time.
Stefan is not
Come on,
arguing putting
what's
him
the
right
two
now
games?
into the starting 11.
It's
right?
No, I'm not arguing that. I'm saying we
Yeah,
have 2 more
Stefan is
games.
not arguing to put him
Oh
in
right,
the
sorry. I thought you.
starting
Sorry, I thought you were. I thought you were saying rushing back.
Exactly.
into the team.
Okay,
I'm saying if he is even close, a 75% Partey for 60 minutes is better than Jorginho.
I'd play him
Again,
against City. Is that the point you're
Arsenal-
making? You want to play him against City?
Yes, against City.
Oh my
I
bad.
wouldn't.
Sorry, I thought you said you just wanted to rush him back into the team. No, yes, City. I'd start him. Yeah, City.
Like this is what I mean by opposition. Like Thomas Partey is such a good player.
Guys,
like this
we
is
have
what he's
2
doing.
games.
No one said that Partey isn't a good player, by the way.
Nobody is saying that Partey isn't a good player if he's fit, but we have 2 matches before we play Man City. You want to put him back into the starting
Why is
11
everyone
now-
against
forgetting
Man
about?
City?
Hold on a fucking minute. Why is everyone
Well,
forgetting
Man
about Mohamed El Neni? Come on now, Mohamed El.
Oh my God! This guy had to make jokes. The Egyptian,
Okay,
him and
guys.
Cedric are the Egyptian and Spanish victory cigars for this club.
Hey,
Anytime
you
you
know
see
what?
those guys come on, we're up 4-0 and it's over.
Don't shit on El Neni. Every time El Neni has played, he's been solid.
El Neni is running
Okay,
a
guys,
football academy. Hold on, El Neni is running a football academy, and he's still collecting a wage at Arsenal. It blows my mind. It
And
actually
every
blows
time
my
El
mind.
Neni has played,
Why would you send?
yeah.
Your
I wonder
kid
how
to
much-
the El Neni-
I'm
Why
under-
would you send your kid to the El Neni Football Academy?
That is rude.
Send them to
That's
studies.
just rude.
That's rude. He is a professional footballer.
But of
Just
all the
saying.
academies, you'd go to the El Neni one.
Go to the
Yeah,
stadium. What's your one called? Steph?
Or go to the Stell one. Either one. Yeah.
But you
Well,
must
then he isn't some bad player. Like, you guys
you
are taking a risk.
If I can give my 3 cents on Arsenal,
Go
right?
for it,
So
yeah.
I'm not a little bitch. I can big up your team if I see you playing well, right? And first of all, big up to Saka, Saliba, and Gabriel because they are fucking slapping it in fantasy,
Yeah.
and because of them, I'm leading 2 mini leagues.
Romero's
so-
better.
Yeah, but besides that, right? When I watched Arsenal previous season and the beginning of this season, right? You were playing good, but I always felt there was something like a convincing performance. You boys were missing those convincing performances, but by convincing, I don't mean like winning, 1-0, 2-0. I mean like slapping someone up so that you can rest your players, so that you can like prove to me that you are fucking great, right? Because
Keeping up with the squad as well.
Yeah, with City and Liverpool, we often saw that yes, they were shithousing Queens here and there. Yes, they were winning 2-1 away to Sheffield sometimes, right? But also there were matches where they were completely slapping someone up, like 6-0, 5-0, 7-1, something stupid like that, right? And I always, previous season and this season at the beginning, I felt like this was the missing piece, right? And I remember after the North London derby that we played on game week 6, right? I remember Saka in 70th minute being absolutely fucking knackered. I think he was slightly injured, if I recall correctly, right?
He was carrying an injury.
Yeah, he was carrying a knock, right? And Arteta couldn't take him off because you needed him on the pitch, right? Because he had to play, and then he played the next game, and he played the next game, and he played the next game, right? And he couldn't really rest, and he couldn't really fall back. Arteta basically couldn't use his bench because he needed his best players constantly on the pitch, right? And I think what I'm seeing now from you boys is Saka coming off at 45th minute. I know that he didn't feel well. There is that context, right?
Yeah,
but still, I think if you weren't 5-0 up against Sheffield, I think maybe Saka would have continued the second half, even though he wasn't at 100%,
Probably.
right? And I think that's the most dangerous thing right now about Arsenal, right? That you can actually rest your players, that you can actually end games in 45 minutes, right? 45 minutes and you are drinking pina coladas, feet on the table and chilling, right? Basically, that's the thing with Arsenal, right? And also, I always with Arsenal, I felt like you had that Fulham game in you. That's one that you lost 2-1 or 2-0.
Yeah.
Right? 2-1. I always felt like there was this, right? Right now, I'm looking at Brentford and I'm thinking, fuck me, that's 5-0 again, right? Because those performances look so convincing, right? Of course, anything can happen in football, but the percentage chance of this scenario happening went way the fuck down, right? I watch Arsenal and I'm like, yeah, you boys will win against Brentford 99% of cases, right? Whereas before Crystal Palace, when I watched Tottenham, right? And before Crystal Palace game, I kind of deep down knew that we are going to beat them because Crystal Palace is not a good team, right? Even though they have a manager bounce or whatever, right? But I never could say with 100% conviction we are slapping Crystal Palace, right? Because I know that this team, even though we sometimes play great, we sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. The first half, absolutely fucking dreadful. I wasted 45 minutes of my life, right? Last 20 minutes of that.
Yo, I can't name a team with 81% possession with
and
one shot on goal.
Shots. Yeah, 3 shots, 1 shot on target. I kid you not, because I was literally going to the stadium to watch the game of my local team, right? And I was in a tram watching Tottenham game, and I have fans jumping around, trying to get the tram off the tracks, right? And I'm watching Tottenham, and fuck me, I'm wasting my time. Why am I not enjoying the atmosphere instead of watching this, right?
Yeah.
But
Do you know, Michal, that's literally right. That is Arsenal.
Great,
right? What you're talking about there is Arsenal when Mikel Arteta, well, even before that, but Arsenal used to
give up. There was never any, and that's what I have to praise that when I'm watching the football right now. There is more fight. There is more desire.
Yeah.
There were times when we would go 1-0 down and we'd just give up.
Conviction.
We'd just be like,
Like
you know what, screw
conviction,
this. We can't be asked. You know, and it wasn't
you
enjoyable.
Conviction and confidence. I think you just look confident when you play.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, what's different from where we were against Fulham and where we are now is when we scored against Fulham, you could tell we took our foot off the gas in a big way.
Yeah.
Now that ever since we've gotten back from Dubai, that hasn't been the case. We've been foot on the gas, pedal to the metal the entire time, and that's been the huge difference. Like I don't know what happened over there. I don't think I want to know, but you know.
So why can't all fans be like Mihal, man? Come on now. Why can't all Spurs fans be like Mihal? Come on, Stel. Why can't you have opinions like Mihal about Arsenal?
Right,
because
let I tell you something, you fucking American, get the fuck out my club and go back to fucking America. Let I tell you.
Yardman has to be one of the funniest guys on that channel because he is not only one. Does he only speak facts?
Facts. Yardman does Arsenal to sign Lukaku last year, man.
No. Yardman is one of the only few people I will willingly.
No, he's sitting there. American man, you're the best. You're the best American man. Okay.
I want to get to the next question. So, so clearly, this is probably one of the great races in the sense of you got Liverpool, Man City, and you have Arsenal, and literally each point is going to be precious. It is going to be precious. I really think this year is going to be precious. I honestly thought it was going to be a 2-horse race, but like I said, the big game for me was Arsenal West Ham. What would they do after Liverpool? And they just smoked myself. I was like, okay, these guys are starting to grow up. So, but the key thing is Spurs has drew against Arsenal, right? So drop points for Arsenal. Spurs drew against City, drop points for City. And Spurs controversially beat Liverpool.
No, you just beat them.
Okay. All right.
What do you mean? That decisions happen all the time.
Please don't. Please don't start this again. Let's not start this again.
Liverpool controversially beat us many times as well.
That's right. The past. Hold on. Whoa. Did Stel just bring up the past?
So
that's not allowed. You're not allowed to bring up this. You're not allowed to bring up the past.
Beating Man City was the past this season. Drawing with you was the past this season. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well, no, Stel, this is your point being last season. The past was
drew with us.
All right, let's finish the point.
No, Stefan, Spurs beat us 2-2.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought they beat us. I'm so
I
sorry.
forgot about that, TJ.
I forgot about
Let Murray go.
So now, we are
Human Son scored 2 goals against us and drew and then celebrated in front of the Arsenal fans.
Jorginho gave us the assist.
Oh Jesus! You know what? You two need a fucking timeout seat. Jesus Christ!
Wait, guys. Let me.
Because when I was a kid, like, sorry, Murray. When I was a kid, there was a thing called the naughty step. These two need fucking 20 minutes on it.
All right.
Connor, you never come on the show with an Arsenal top. I test you out every week. Now you're an Arsenal fan again. All right.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Hold on.
Sorry, Murray, go. Sorry, Murray, go.
All right. So, as I was saying, let me unmute everybody. Wait. Let me unmute. Wait. I can't unmute. Okay, you chose to mute yourself. Okay. So that's the first half of the season. So we're healthy. We are fighting for top 4, top 5, because, like I said, if something happens in Europe, EPL, the 5th place team, could also get the Champions League. So we have a difficult run where we play Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. So we're probably one of the better. We're one of the better teams in the league, right? Because we're top 4, top 5. We will have a say in who is going to win the Premier League, because all three teams are like, yeah, we're going to have to play our A game. We play at home against Arsenal and City, and then we go to Liverpool, where it's not usually successful for us at Anfield. But still, we have a big influence. We haven't heard from Adrian. The question goes, Tottenham to decide the EPL title. Is that true? Because those games are going to be huge games in regards to the title race. Adrian.
Well, we're going to have a say on them, definitely. And the games be different to some of the games we've been playing recently, because we won't be playing against low block teams. Yeah. So a lot of those games will be in the balance. It won't be a question whether they're above us or not, or we're above other teams. You know, it's the reason why I fancy us to beat Villa, because their defenders are slow. It's like on Sunday. So and Villa will come at us, and we won't face the low blocks that we've struggled against. Like,
can't wait for that game. That's going to be a good one.
They were kind of mediocre today against Ajax.
So the way I see it is, well, and we will have a big say. We can beat anyone on a day. I mean, and those teams can beat us as well. But, you know, it's not going to be, I mean, we're not going to go there and beat, we won't be the sacrificial lamb for any of the top sides, that's for sure. We just won't be.
You won't be.
We'll go to Stell. Stell, Tottenham to decide the EPL title? Will they have a say on who wins it?
I think Tottenham and Aston Villa will, because if you look at the fixtures,
I was looking at their schedule. Yes.
Aston Villa have got just a difficult run. I mean, Spurs have got Newcastle away, West Ham away, Liverpool away, Arsenal at home, Man City at home, Chelsea away. Aston Villa's got the same problem. So I think Villa and Spurs will 100% have a say in the title. And I agree with Adrian. These low block teams we are dreadful against. Teams that open up, like Adrian was spot on. Doesn't mean we'll win, but that is when we're dangerous. And Arsenal will come at us. It's whether we can sustain them for the first 20 minutes. If we do, that North London derby is going to be explosive. Man City is the same. If we can sustain them, Son's back as well. He always scores against them. But again, if we play like we did against City in the FA Cup, they're going to trounce on us. Anfield, I've written us off. We've won 3 times there in 100 years. I just don't see it, man.
100 years,
shit. There,
3 wins.
And they are gonna be so pissed about that reverse.
Were you alive and at the ground for all 3 of them? Yes or no?
Anfield? I think they won in 2012, right? You won the last time you won at Anfield was 2012 with Roy Hodgson.
Was it like the 90s? Was it like the 90s?
Scored in the FA Cup.
I remember.
It was the 90s. Klinsmann and Teddy Sheringham.
No, guys, you're wrong.
I will check. Give me a second.
No, it was because we came out.
Will you get any points from any of those 3 games?
They're not getting anything from Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh,
Stefan, are you still?
The title is Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. I think Liverpool we lose. Yeah. Man City, if we don't play well, I think City will just nick it. If we play well, that's anyone's. Arsenal, look, Arsenal more informed. Arsenal will be going for the title. Spurs will be battling for top 4. But it's the North London derby. The amount of times I've gone into North London derby and what I didn't expect, the opposite happened. You just can't call that game. You can't. And you always give the home team 1 point. You always say most likely they'll get 4, right? But I think
I was right.
And you also think
2-0.
What's going
on?
There,
see my Spurs knowledge, and you guys called me a hater. See that?
You're on point tonight.
I'm losing there, so I don't even look at it, man. But anyway, to answer the question, yes, Spurs will definitely have a say in the title, but so will Villa.
Yeah.
No, but
15th of May 2011, Liverpool Tottenham, we won 2-0 at that ground. That was the
I remember it was like 10. It was like when Liverpool were really shit. I remember that they were really. They had Jay Spearing in midfield. I remember that game. I remember that guy. Yeah. He was terrible.
I don't fancy us at Liverpool, especially if they're in the title race. They'll be
but still, where I disagree about Villa and Spurs is I would say Spurs will have a say, because the Villa games where Man City have to play, Villa have to come to Arsenal. Arsenal are going to beat them. because we lost to them in an unfair way. Arsenal are going to destroy Arsenal because I know Emery. Emery away from home is completely different from Emery at home.
He's love to be Emery will love
But
to
he won't.
be.
But he won't.
No, Emery, I'm telling you right now, Arsenal are going to wipe the floor with Villa at home. I'm telling you because I'm sure of it with Villa. And then they
I kind of agree with
You've
that.
jinxed it.
Fuck.
I kind of agree with that.
I haven't jinxed it. You'll see, guys. Arsenal will beat Villa at home. And
I
then
think
they also
Watkins
have to go-
might score, but you should.
Do you know what I hate
Yeah,
this time?
beat them.
Do you know what I really hate
and
this time?
then
I'll
the
tell you
other
what's
big
really
game.
going to be fascinating.
Yeah,
It's going to
and then
be
the other
the
and then
Liverpool
the other-
Man City game with the Liverpool injuries this year. They've got a record
Everybody
against
has had
Man City like
injuries,
they've got against
Adrian.
us at Anfield. But
Apparently
I actually
Konate
think,
did
I
a
actually
hamstring
think Man
tonight.
City can get
Yeah,
something there this
Konate went
season.
off today.
I think Man
Konate
City
went
can
off
get
today.
something at Liverpool.
I'm
Salah.
telling you guys, I'm fed up of Liverpool being so lucky. That game, I don't know if anybody watched it.
Yeah,
That
they-
was not a
Forest game?
5-1. I know they won 5-1. Sparta
Oh,
Prague
the
had
Sparta
so many
Prague.
fucking chances.
Yeah.
And I am fed up of watching Liverpool get lucky against Nottingham. They were lucky
Do you
again.
agree anyone can beat Liverpool, like I told you half an hour ago?
They got some extra time. I don't know, for some reason, they also have extra time to be able to equalize or to score a winner. I was like, click. I was like, hey.
No, man. Forget that. But the refs have also, but not only that, their second goalie is playing out of his skin. But I'm telling you, if they give up the same chances that they gave up to Nottingham and to Sparta, man, Sparta Prague should have scored 2 or 3 goals today. I don't know.
Yes.
Go watch the highlights.
Yes.
One guy, this is how lucky they were. The goalie saved it, and he saved it towards the Sparta Prague guy. Literally, open goal. The goal was there. He trips over his fucking legs, and the ball and the ball back. It was. I was like, this can't be like even against Nottingham. Elanga 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Somehow Kelleher is fucking left Yashin in one game. So
But Kelleher's always been a very good backup goalkeeper.
Okay, yes, but
He's always been a pretty.
Yeah, but nobody predicted he'd be man of the match in the League Cup final, and then he'd be man of the match in the Nottingham Forest game. Let's be honest. Did anybody predict he'd have that big of an effect? Like you can be a solid, you can be a really good second goal.
No, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I rate Kelleher.
You're not okay. Well, let's see.
What was the question again, by the way? Sorry,
I don't even know how we got here.
Yeah, dude, I think Spurs are going to decide it because both games for Man City and Arsenal are at Spurs, are at home. While Aston Villa have to go to Arsenal and they have to go to Man City. They're going to get trounced by both teams. I'm telling you.
Agreed.
What's Man City's running? What's their running?
Man City's is more difficult. Man City have
they have tough fixtures.
So, all right, here's
go on,
Man
Steve, go on,
City's.
Go on, Steve.
Here's Man City's running. Obviously, they go away to Liverpool this Sunday. They'll have a game away to Brighton that's postponed because when we go there and get trounced, so that's cool. Then it's Man City, Arsenal, Man City,
win that. That's 3.
Man City go away to Palace. Man City host Luton.
Palace have their number. That's a super difficult game for Man City.
Yeah, for some reason, over the years, it's been a weird. They'll grind out.
Palace always play well. Like even this year, they came back from 2-0. They came back from 2-0 this year.
When Pep Guardiola sees a London club with a Bert in its, in the logo, he shits himself. I don't know why, but both Tottenham and Crystal Palace somehow have the fucking number. It's so illogical.
Then Man City go away to Spurs. Man City go away to Forest. Man City host
Forest is not an easy game also. Forest away is not any. They dropped points there last year. That's another tough game. Fulham at home. Fulham have one of the best home records in the league. That's also a tough game.
6 for 7.
And Wolves game is not going to be easy.
Fulham's record against top 6 teams this season has been very good.
Their home record, their away record is one of the worst. Their home record is
Man City got hard running. I don't think they have because they've got them teams you say are hard are the ones that will give them more space. They make so much space and move the ball so well. Not Palace.
I don't think Palace will. Palace will play the low block against them.
Liverpool, Villa, Newcastle,
Nottingham Forest
will do the same thing.
Nottingham Forest are going to have 10% possession. and just play.
10% possession.
Yeah, so they'll be harder to beat, but the teams that we know are better will be probably easier wins for them.
I don't know, Adrian. I don't know if you've watched Man City. Defensively, they're not the same team, man.
I think
really
they
are
lose
not.
on Sunday. I think they lose on Sunday.
I think they
I don't
win.
think so.
If Konate's out, they're
Liverpool
fucked.
got injuries.
Kante's out.
Nah, they'll find a way.
Salah's
Konate,
not
guys,
fit.
Konate is out. I'm gonna tell you right now, Konate is out. He stopped. Klopp said Klopp lied. You can watch the replay. He was running, and then suddenly Michael watched the game. I'm sure Michael can bet. He ran, sprinted, and then held his hamstring. He's done. He's not
What a
gonna
morally,
Same thing like Van de Ven. Running suddenly touches his thigh.
He is out. He is out for at least a month. He's out for at least a month.
Again, by the way, because
nobody.
Record is,
nobody talks about this. I don't know if you guys know. Konate in 3 years at Liverpool has only played 52 games. He's super injury prone. I didn't know this. I didn't know this.
You've got a 3-week break between Porto and Man City.
That's not good, Stel. That's not good.
And I will say this: when I saw the Chelsea game was postponed, I was like, if I'm Arsenal, I would rather play Chelsea now while I'm hot.
They're still gonna be shit.
Well, hold on. And hold on, real quick. Here's one thing too: is that Chelsea game worries me a little bit because I heard that it's going to land on that week of April 20th. So between Wolves and Tottenham, we're going to have to play Chelsea midweek.
Let me have a counter argument.
I would rather play Chelsea now.
I disagree.
Oh, me too.
I disagree.
Wait. Hold on. Are we acting like Chelsea are going to pick up form magically?
No. I'm
talking about Arsenal potentially dropping form. That's what I'm worried about.
Guys, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Wait. I'll tell you
now. You can beat Chelsea now.
I disagree, Mari.
In April,
let me tell you why. Chelsea have an FA Cup game before us, which they're probably going to get knocked out. The moment they get knocked out of the FA Cup game, that's it. They're on the beach. They're fucked. Yeah. They're done. So if they play against us and they've been knocked out of the FA Cup, they're finished. They're
What if
they win? Okay. If they win, I still think we have enough.
Who did they draw?
Chelsea.
Leicester.
No, there's no draws. They in the FA Cup, there's no draws now. They go to extra time.
If I'm Arsenal,
he never said who did they draw. He's saying who have they got in the next round, as in who they
Leicester next round.
Leicester away.
They're no mugs, man. They're no mugs.
No. That's Stamford Bridge. That's Stamford Bridge.
You'll get. I'll tell you what Arsenal get. They'll get the same.
Harry Winks in midfield, man. They're not going to.
You'll get the same as what Sly Sports did to Spurs, right? When they put the Arsenal game next to the Liverpool game for that season.
Yeah, for sure.
And you'll play it, and you'll play it on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock, like we did, which would be total bullshit. Right?
Yeah. Everybody knows they're gonna fuck over the fans, like just to make more money. Everybody, like, this is predictable. But what I think is I don't know if you guys read, Chelsea, Levi Colwill has a broken toe. He's out for 2 months now, probably for the season. Ben Chilwell Ben Chilwell has a knee problem again, and he's seeing a specialist. Which means he's probably done for the year. So knowing Chelsea's medical staff, which for me aren't fucking medical staff,
and Poch is a terrible coach and a trainer as well. He destroys players.
I don't know about Poch because that medical issue is from last year. It's from that medical department is a bunch of archaeologists that pose as fucking doctors.
Why do we get pushed around for other teams as well? Because let me just finish this point. Right, this point, right? Merseyside police went to the TV people and said, we don't want the Liverpool Man City game at this time. So they pushed it back to 3:30. So now the Spurs Villa game has been brought back another hour to suit them.
2 p.m.
Their game's now been brought back an hour. Why should we fucking move for Man United?
Because Klopp moans every fucking week. Klopp moans Every fucking. Why am I playing lunch day?
Why are we
games?
beholden? No, to Merseyside Police. Why are we in London beholden to Merseyside, the whims of Merseyside Police?
Because Liverpool, because Liverpool have more sway in the FA. That's in the
hold on. The irony of Stefan complaining about a manager moaning from a team with the manager that moans the most.
No, I'm sorry.
No. Klopp
Yes.
is way worse. Klopp is way worse. Cubed, you're wrong. Klopp is way worse.
His head. He
They're
was
just
nodding
as
his
bad
head.
as
And
Arteta is a
he's-
bitch. Arteta is a bitch, but he doesn't.
He's neutral.
know
He's a neutral, and he's nodding his head.
I'm sorry. Wait. CQ. Klopp blamed fucking wind and the length of the grass as the reason that he lost the game. So please,
I'm not saying that Klopp is a owner. I'm not saying that he's not a
Stefan's got a point,
It's just
actually, because
Arteta and Klopp are both the biggest moaners.
No, please, okay. Your fan base contends that Ange doesn't complain, yet he complains.
What does Ange
numerous
have anything to do with it? We're talking about your manager.
Yeah, what?
Okay, but I'm just saying Ange has the same amount of yellow cards as Arteta. So I don't know where this is the complaint.
We're not talking about yellow cards. We're talking about moaning.
Okay.
Moaning.
Why are we talking about moaning anyway?
Because he brought up moaning.
Hey, yo.
Hold on.
Hey, yo.
Trust you lot. Trust you lot.
I have a question.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
I have a question for Stefan. Okay, this is going to digress things a little bit, but I've been waiting to ask you this question. So, what's going on with Thomas Partey?
Oh God, here we go.
Oh, not again.
We've already been through this.
No. Yeah, we've been through this too.
Oh, I missed it. I guess
there was a great
it.
super chat as well. Big up.
Guys, great show. We'll see you later.
Why
Great
doesn't
show.
he play Thomas Partey?
Because Thomas Partey just came back from injury.
He's got the touch of a rapist, apparently.
Oh
my
God!
I didn't say
Run
that.
number way. R.I.P.
No, but he said
I agree.
Another show demonetized. That's 6 for the week.
I agree with Adrian. He did rape your team at your own ground.
All right. No, Stefan, I'm asking the question because Arteta specifically, he's coming back from. Arteta specifically said though, that he has to earn his spot back into the team.
Okay,
but he's better. But he's your best player.
Wait, how has he got to earn his place back in the team when he's one of our best midfielders?
CQ. He's back from a 5-month layoff. He just played 30 minutes against Sheffield where he looked really rusty. Are you saying that, Haaland and the greatest midfielder in the Premier League in Maddison, he was shit in his first 6 games or 5 or 6 until the Palace game, which was his first good performance this year. So, of course, it's going to take him
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Arteta saying that he has to earn his place.
Of course he's going to.
See, the difference between, Haaland was out on injury, and then when he came back, Pep put him right back into the team. De Bruyne was out for injury, and then when he came back, then Pep put him right back into the team.
No, he didn't.
And yes,
he was on the bench. That's not true. Don't lie.
And he didn't say that he had to earn his way back. He did not say it. He eased him back in, and he said that he eased him back in, and then he put him in the team. And then Maddison has been off it. Okay, since coming back from injury, but he got back into the team, and he didn't ever say that he has to earn his way back.
Because the next best player, apart from Maddison,
Cubes, you can't make this debate when behind Thomas Partey is Mohamed El Neni. You can't. I don't understand that. Thomas Partey is one of our best midfielders, and listen, I like Jorginho. He's been doing good stuff recently, but he's 33 years old. He's not consistent. Thomas Partey easily comes back into Arsenal's team when his backups are Jorginho and El Neni.
So my point is, why is Arteta saying?
I'm not dissing Jorginho, but he's better than Partey, Stefan. Partey's better than Jorginho.
Partey is better than Jorginho, but Jorginho has played, and of course Arteta is going to say this because that's the culture at Arsenal. It's not good vibes FC where everybody's happy and oh, Madison's back and this and that, he's gonna play.
Okay.
Oh great, oh great. He's great.
So
wait,
that's
Bissouma,
what's going on. It's not because he has doubts about Partey. It's
No.
because he would put
it's
everybody
because-
in that same
no,
situation. So if Saka,
he has.
if Saka,
No, he has. No.
if Saka
Here we
was
go.
injured, and then he would, and then he was coming back, then Saka has to earn
Thomas
his way back
Partey
into
and
the team.
Saka, that's a wild comparison.
No, but
First,
would he have to
you can't
earn his
compare
way
the
back
two.
into the team?
No,
What did he say?
what-
no.
What
reason-
Arteta say that Saka has to earn his way
His
back into the
backups
team?
are El Neni and Jorginho. What are you on about?
Would he have to say that? Would he say that? Would he say that Saliba has to earn
How
his way
does
back?
it wait, Cube? How does it look if he says, "Oh, first of all, he has to be careful with Partey because he's super injury prone, so of course he's gonna
Yeah.
ease him into
Facts.
the squad." Like
Exactly.
Man City eased Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne was on the bench 3 games in a row, played like 20 minutes. Came on against Newcastle and won them the fucking game, but he still came off the bench a number of times and then also got eased off. Last week he got rested for 2 games in a row, didn't play whatsoever. So don't forget that. Thomas Partey has been out for 5 months. He's super injury prone. He's a great player when he actually plays. So of course Arteta is going to be super careful. So he has him fit. So he gets him fit for the run-in for April and May.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about whether he plays. I'm talking about his language. I'm talking about how he is actually talking about his players. That he's saying that they have to earn
Yeah, I
their
just
way
don't-
back in.
I think
But
Cube,
you think, but you crave.
I don't get why we
she's
talk about this.
You claim that Thomas Partey is your best midfielder.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
yes, that's my opinion. TJ might disagree or cut as an Arsenal fan.
I definitely disagree.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah,
but no,
okay,
listen,
I
no, he's
think-
up there. But Cube, is the point you're trying to make?
He's up there. He's up there. Don't get me wrong, but
Cube.
he's not better. He's not better than Declan Rice.
Cube, is the question that
You're asking is
Nah, taking
Arteta,
Partey
why isn't
over
Arteta talking
I like-
about Partey coming back into the team? I
No,
understand your question.
she's trying to needle the fact that maybe Partey isn't as good as Stefan says because Arteta says he has to earn his place. Okay, great.
I don't get why Partey. I don't think that. I think personally that Arteta is trying to get Partey back into this team as quickly as possible. Because I'm sorry,
okay.
I think I put my money on he would rather trust
gonna
him.
start the Man City
He'd
game.
rather trust Stefan. Give me a sec. He'd rather trust him in a title race than Jorginho and El Neni. So I don't believe
know.
that's. I think
what
that's
did-
cool.
So what do you say, TJ? What do you say? Because you and I talked about Thomas Partey.
Hold on. What are you saying?
What is this stupid argument?
Like has won a Champions League. This
Doesn't
guy,
matter. So
come on.
No, here's the thing. We gotta stop. No, we gotta stop. So we gotta stop. No, we gotta stop talking about Champions Leagues that happened 2-3 years ago. Stop.
he knows where
long
he's
time
at.
ago.
When you guys lost to Porto, when you guys lost to Porto,
I'm not saying,
I
guys.
feel it.
Oh
When
my
you guys
God.
lost to Porto, you guys right in the
Mari.
spirit,
I
right?
can't believe we're debating Jorginho being better than Partey. What is going on?
Mari, here's where I stand on it. If we're playing a double pivot 6 and Thomas Partey is healthy, then you obviously play Thomas Partey. If he's not,
and Jorginho and TJ,
he's
you know
not.
this, right?
That's the difference. If he's not, he is not healthy right now. He is not fit.
TJ, you know
obviously,
this, right?
you put Jorginho in there, but when Thomas Partey shows that he is at pace and he has his match fitness back, then he walks back into the team.
I know for a damn fact, right? I know for a damn fact that Thomas Partey, that if Jorginho or Thomas Partey was fully fit, Jorginho would let him walk into that position. I guarantee you.
Mari, who would you rather have at Spurs?
Fully fit Thomas Partey or fully fit Jorginho? Come on.
Fully fit. I would say for a season, Partey, but for a big game,
Mari, forget his injury. Forget his injury record.
For a big game, all right, Jorginho. For a big game, Jorginho, because he's been.
God.
I want
Does it depend who you play against?
I want experience. He did it for Italy. He did it for Chelsea.
Spurs was a big game too.
I want experienced players. I want guys who has been there and done that and won. That's why I said Kai Havertz is now showing, hey, you know what? I've been there. I've done that. You know?
Wait, Mari. So you're honestly saying that a fully forget their injury record, just the quality of the player. You have a choice between a fully fit, and I love Jorginho. Connor and TJ know this, but a fully fit, the two most underrated players at Arsenal, in my opinion, from more so from opposition fans. I would say Arsenal fans love Partey and they see what he can do when he plays. But the amount of disrespect that Thomas Partey gets from opposition fans and Gabriel is for me just mind-blowing. Especially when I hear Thomas Partey, like fans, yes, he is injured a lot, but when Thomas Partey is fully fit and firing, like he was last year, go watch Arsenal in the first 4 or 5 months. The biggest reason Arsenal were really good, him and Saliba were our two most important players. They were key. Thomas Partey, the way he passes, the way he progresses the play through the lines is second to none, pretty much.
Problem is, Stefan, if Partey was at Spurs, we'd have to keep him away from the women's team.
Oh my God! Allegedly.
All right, so I want to be clear. I'm not saying
I'm very big on experienced people who have been there. It's not like Jorginho is washed up, right?
I never said that, Mari. I never said that. But I'm asking you, who would you have?
For this Champions League run, man, to have now it's a benefit to have Havertz.
Okay.
Just watching Connor's reactions are just the best.
Would you rather have James Milner or Dominic Szoboszlai or someone like McAllister?
James Milner.
Maury. Would you rather have a James Milner in your team or a McAllister or Szoboszlai? Who would you rather have?
I've never rated Milner. To be honest, I've never rated Milner. So
he's a Champions League winner and a Premier League winner.
Yeah. I didn't think he was good. I never rated him.
Really?
England.
You would have Szoboszlai over James Milner?
I never rated Milner. Right? Jordan Henderson would be a better example. Right?
No, Jordan Henderson's shit. Milner's what?
Yeah. Now he is
because of how old Milner is. That's the only reason why.
That's how old he is. Well, Jorginho is what
30. Disrespect to good players, man. Milner over some fucking guy who had a good 2 months.
Szoboszlai is far better than Milner.
Yeah. Why? Because he fucking shoots from far and loses the ball all the time, and he looks good.
Stefan just hits hungry.
Steve, he's been shit. He's been shit for 3 months, Steve.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That isn't fine.
Jorginho.
I'm saying I agree with you. Like that's fine. I understand.
It's weird. I think he is an important person for what you guys want.
Jorginho. Nobody is saying he's not important, and everybody's saying that we're here. Nobody is here slandering Jorginho. So stop saying that we're slandering him. We're just saying that in the depth chart of Arsenal midfielders that work in the 6 double pivot, Thomas Partey, based on performances over the last 2 years, gets in over Jorginho. It's just a fact.
Okay. Mari, I'm gonna give you an American sports analogy. You have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. Wait. You have Aaron Rodgers. He's coming back from injury, so he's not fully fit. And then you have Jalen Hurts, who's a really good quarterback, like we're saying about Jorginho, but he has limitations. If you have Aaron Rodgers at 75%, knowing that he alone can win you the fucking Super Bowl by himself, just like Thomas Partey can be a game changer.
He did a grand total of 1 time, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, okay. I still think
you might as well be speaking a foreign language right now. I don't understand anything you're saying because I don't know NFL. Despite my accent, I don't know NFL.
Who would you have, Mari? Who would you have?
It triggers the comment section. Sorry.
Well, wait. I'm asking Mari. Who would you have?
Quarterbacks are not great in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl, Mari. Please.
Yeah, but
he's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like 13 years ago.
Just one.
13 years ago.
Yeah. He's a scrub.
I want to be very clear. When I brought up Thomas Partey, it's not because I think Thomas Partey is a bad player. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not slandering Thomas Partey about him being a bad player or anything like that. The reason why I brought it up,
because you wanted to yell fire in a crowded room,
is because
No,
the reason why I brought it up is because I'm questioning whether or not Arteta, who who Stefan loves, and 100% facts.
We all love
Okay.
him.
Whether or not he thinks
Connor.
that Arteta
Relax.
trusts Partey, or who he thinks is better than Rodri, who who Stefan thinks is better than Rodri. If he trusts him, or if he's just playing mind games with him about
Dude, this is such a mindfuck. Why would he
The
not trust
reason-
one of his
the
best
reason
midfielders?
why I brought that
Why would
up
he not
is
trust
only
one of his best
because-
midfielders?
No,
I don't understand this point.
Let me answer her
I don't
directly because she's
understand this
directing
point
the question
whatsoever,
at me.
man.
First of all, I don't think Thomas Partey is better than Rodri. Diego Simeone thinks that, not only me. So I just want to point that out because when they play together, I just want to point out Diego Simeone played. Yeah, okay. So it's not only my outlandish opinion that I think Partey is better on his day than Rodri. The second part is yes, Arteta doesn't trust Partey, but not because of his quality, because he breaks down. CQ, because he's injury prone. That's why he doesn't trust him. So if he rushes him or even puts him in a game too quickly, he's gonna worry that Partey's gonna rip his thigh and he's gonna be out for another 2-3 months.
Bro, well, fix it.
If he breaks down in a witness box, he's screwed.
Adrian,
Okay,
come on,
well-
man. Come on, Adrian.
Oh my God,
Keep
Adrian!
it out.
Adrian, you're gonna owe Stell some serious quid, man.
Yeah, you owe still cash, Chase.
I mean,
if it's not broke, I fix it. Like you guys are like.
no, but we are. But Mari, that's why
Giving
in the
them
summer.
5 more minutes.
No, but that's why in the summer, I don't know if you've read the transfer news and stuff. Arsenal are looking to sign a replacement for Thomas Partey because he just isn't available enough. He's a great player. I love Thomas Partey.
Doesn't
But he's just not available enough. He breaks down too much. Just like me and TJ and Connor said about Madison. Next season, he will break down again. And I'm telling you right now, next season, Spurs fans are going to debate saying, we need to sign another creative midfielder because Madison cannot play every 3 days.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I actually want this guy who
That's
is
fair.
who made
we have to sign another.
who will be under the numbers of Daniel Levy.
That's not because Madison. Yeah, that's not because Madison is shit.
Take him before us or Brighton. There's a guy named Almada, the who's won the World Cup, who is the best.
No, here we go.
Yeah, Thiago Almada.
Yeah, I got it from Atlanta United.
As a backup or
because he plays in the MLS.
No, he's good. He is good.
I would
Yes,
rather
he's a
to
very
fight the
good
Bayern
player.
chance at this
He's a
point.
very good player.
In the MLS.
No.
Yeah,
They're looking at him in Europe. Thiago Almada is one that said, "Okay, I'm gonna get playing time. I'm not gonna go to Italy. I'll go to Atlanta, into Miami.
To
just
get more money, not to get playing time, to get more money because they offer more money in the MLS.
Thiago Almada is not an MLS player. He's in the MLS, but he is a European player. Thiago Almada is legit. He is legit.
Oh my God,
he is legit. City will probably sign him. City will probably sign him in the summer.
How about instead of signing some unknown player, not in terms of unknown based on the Prem, how about you try and sign someone like an Eze from Crystal Palace?
Yeah, that was the point.
I don't think in a Daniel Levy fashion, right? To get a good price cut player.
No, you're not. I'm going to tell you why you're not going to sign Almada, because the only reason the guy was one of the biggest stars, I think he was at River Plate, I think, right? He was at River Plate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only reason he went from River Plate and not to Spain or Italy or Europe and went to the MLS is for Moolah. So
and Tata Martinez was in Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Tata Martino was the reason why he went to fucking Atlanta instead of going to Europe. Yeah. Okay.
That was the reason. It's the same thing with this young kid, Redondo, who turned out Barcelona and Real Madrid in Miami.
Redondo, where does Redondo play? Redondo plays in the Argentinian league, right?
Yeah, he's
exactly
19 years old. So he's coming into Miami to play with Messi. He turned out Barcelona. So that's what I said. MLS players.
By the way, you know why the MLS is also becoming a really good league for South America? Number one, the thing that is overlooked is that these Spanish players can go to not as good a league as the Premier League, but learn English, and they can just rest and they still have
Learn
like at
English in Miami, where everybody speaks Spanish and the signs are
they
in
don't-
Spanish.
well, okay,
Come on,
not
man.
everyone, but some countries
Come
speak
on,
Spanish.
guys. Seriously, come on,
Guys,
guys.
guys.
No,
Mari is.
You know what I'm saying?
I-
And the
I-
money's
I-
good as well.
Yeah,
Hey, Steve, if you had said Chicago, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Oh, Chicago, bro, you live in Chicago. I was one of the only white motherfuckers there 10 years ago.
Okay, but still, they,
in Chicago, there is a higher chance of learning Polish in Chicago than
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
Chicago,
right?
yeah, Chicago.
The only place in the world with more Polish people in one area is Warsaw.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right.
Mari, as much as I don't want to diss Thiago Almada, right? I haven't watched him, right? But at this point, signing him is as big of a risk as giving Alfie Devine a run out. Like
Exactly.
we need
Or
we need-
Donnelly, or even
Yeah,
playing
or
Kulu,
Donnelly,
or even playing
or
Kulu
any
at
other
number
under
10.
21.
We've got
Sorry,
Freed out and playing number 10, and that's without Bergvall coming in as well. So the point is, when we start talking about bringing 6, 8, 10 players, right, you have to balance with the fact, do we really want a pathway for our academy or not?
Yeah.
You know,
Adrian, you're not going to get through your academy. It's just unless there's some injury crisis, like with Harry Kane, or you're in a terrible state. That is the only time where Jamie Donnelly, or I remember, I think it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when you had this really talented Indian British player. I forgot his name.
Dylan Markandi.
Yeah, he was easily one of the best players, just like Donnelly is now in Premier League 2. Didn't get a chance.
Hold on,
He went to
there's a
Blackburn.
good reason he didn't get a chance.
What
Wasn't
was the
because he
reason?
wasn't playing well. Right, I'll tell you why, right? When Harvey
You
White
guys were shit
he was
when you
loaned out,
sold him.
right? Kane was loaned out. All these players were loaned out. Dylan Markandi wouldn't have run before he walked. He had never even been loaned out, yet he wanted to play in the first team. He hadn't done enough. He was good, talented.
No,
I think he had a loan at Aberdeen. I think he's back at Blackburn now.
I disagree with you. He wanted a pathway. Most of these young players, the reason why they leave, and in Arsenal
well, they
are
should
going
create
to
one, especially
No,
with
but
the talent we've got now.
Arsenal are the ultimate. If you look at Arsenal's 11 that could have been from our youth team, it's ridiculous. Serge Gnabry, Benasser from Milan, Musa from Milan. You have so many good players that were not given the opportunity. Why? Because they were too young. And when you're trying to compete in the top 4,
you had
it's
the
really,
same
really
situation
hard.
under Wenger.
Marcus Edwards,
your French reserves, and all that
Marcus Edwards.
They were beating everyone under Wenger, the Arsenal reserves. But how many players come through? None.
A lot.
Oh,
a
sorry.
lot.
I thought you were. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you
A
were
lot.
talking about.
I can name you like 12 youth players that came through Arsenal. Alex Song, Garo Clichy, so many young
Bakary
players.
Sagna?
No, Bakary Sagna we bought. He was like 23.
Clichy was all right.
No, what do you mean? Clichy was great for 2-3. He was one of the best fullbacks in the league.
Maitland Niles.
Maitland Niles wasn't bad also. I mean, if you look at some of our players, even now, if you look at Leicester's best player, Mavi Didi, he's from the Arsenal youth team. He went to Juventus. Another player at Arsenal. Yeah, Gnabry. We sold Gnabry for $2 million to Werder Bremen.
Yeah.
$2 million. Because he wanted, because when Gnabry was going through the Arsenal team, had Alexis Sanchez, they had Chamberlain, they had all these wingers, they had Walcott, that he could not have gone through. And I think Spurs are going, they're just, first of all, you don't have a pathway. You've never, like Arsenal has, I would say Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea, they have a tradition in the last 10 years to play youth players much more. Man United and Arsenal.
City are doing it.
Yeah, City also now, but City much less because again,
only Lewis and Foden at City, basically, mainly. And Foden took how many years to come through?
That's my point.
Yeah, but he did.
He did. I'm not saying, but you see, I'll give you an example of one player.
The wrong thing also, what we get into these comparisons, don't we? Which should never happen, because you should look to your own club. Just because Newcastle play a young player, or Man City play a young player, or Liverpool, doesn't mean to say that Spurs or Arsenal should play a young player. It should be based on whether the coach thinks they're ready.
Yeah.
As long as you
Yeah,
play
but none of your coaches.
We must play them because they're playing them, or their players are better than ours. You know, it's not.
No,
about...
Adrian, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what Michael has said and what Steve have pointed out, and Connor. I'll give you one great example. When Arsenal were down in the dumps 3-4 years ago, he played Emil Smith Rowe for the first time. Okay, and Emil Smith Rowe balled out. But over time, what happened was that as Arsenal's level grew and we started to compete against City and Liverpool, one, Emil Smith Rowe is not fit enough, and two, he might not actually be of the level to compete against. He might be good enough for top 4, but I think Arsenal are gonna sell him this summer. I think we will, because I just don't think Arteta.
I'll take Smith Rowe.
Yeah, I mean, I love him. I love Smith Rowe, but I just don't think he's good enough to get to, in my opinion, to be starting for Arsenal. And you could point out and say, okay, Kieran Tierney isn't. I know he's not a youth player, but Kieran Tierney is an example of a player who, at first, he was one of our best players. Arsenal fans loved him, and I love him. But in our system, he just doesn't fit. He's not good for our system. He's not.
Anyway, weekend predictions, Mari. Weekend predictions.
Emerson Rowe ain't good enough for our system.
All right, so I'll cut it off.
Hoiberg isn't good enough for our system.
Bissouma isn't good enough for your system. I've told you this for a long time.
Stefan, predictions.
Normally we'll do 2 games, but we'll do 3 because one of the important games of the year is happening after our game on Sunday. So here's the predictions. Arsenal versus Brentford. I do not think Arsenal's going to score 6 or 5, but I think they're going to win 3-1 comfortably. 3-1. I think Tottenham scores a goal. But it'll be a comfortable 3-1 victory, and they continue to get points.
Who's Arsenal playing?
Brentford.
Brentford. Okay.
At home, so I see Arsenal winning 3-1. Us against Villa. This is a must win if we want top 4. I think I'm gonna.
You're not winning it.
With my heart in my head, I must say Spurs 2-1. I have Villa.
It's Stefan, let him drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I mean, no, I said heart over.
Maury, if you want to stat, I'll give you a stat if you like omens, right? In the last 10 visits to Aston Villa, Spurs have won 9.
Oh yeah, you got
Here we go, Steve. Here we go.
No, but I mean,
it's all right.
Sorry. One thing.
Back
Stefan, you always say that we will never win at Stamford Bridge because of the history. So technically, history says that we will. We have a high chance of winning.
You got you this.
Michael, that's true. That's true. But
yeah,
that's true. But I can.
Yeah, but Villa won last 3 against us, so that's also.
Yeah. So the recent history for Villa is in my favor there. So
yeah. No, I said my head says Villa should win this game. I'm going hard on this one. I don't know why.
There's definitely
2-1. I have us winning 2-1, and then the big game, City versus Liverpool. I have City winning 3-2 over Liverpool.
What about Chelsea Newcastle as well? Since I'm here.
Oh, Newcastle are going to win.
Yeah, but I have City winning 3-2 over Liverpool.
What about the Chelsea Newcastle game?
What about Chelsea Newcastle, Mark?
Newcastle 1, Chelsea 0.
Okay. I agree with that.
It's Chelsea Newcastle or Newcastle Chelsea?
It's at Newcastle.
No, it's at Stamford Bridge.
Bridge. Oh, I still have the same scoreline. 1, Newcastle 1, Chelsea 0. Well, I guess we'll go with Stefan. You're next. 3 games.
Okay, Arsenal, Brentford. Brentford have one of the worst away records in the league. Their defense is shocking this year. So I'm gonna go for a 5-0 win for Arsenal.
You bastard.
I predict that we're gonna bowl them out the water like we have done yet, because their defense this season hasn't been the same Brentford of last year. They have conceded. Their away record is shocking, and they've conceded so many goals. So I really think
Ryan Mbeumo's Brian and this is something nobody wants to talk about. Brian and Bumo is the most important player on that team.
Oh,
Not
yes.
Ivan Tony.
Yeah, I mean,
Bumo's more important.
I would go a step further and say Nathan Pinnock is their most important defender.
Ethan Pinnock, yeah.
By the way, some context.
And he's out, guys.
Yeah, no, not only that, they literally have no fit starting 11 center back. They play
Yeah,
back three.
they have no
all
defender.
three of them are injured, so they're playing subs on.
If Arsenal score in the first 20 minutes, it's gonna be a bloodbath. That's my prediction. Yeah, like I'll be a bit more conservative. 4-0. 4-0. For
go other games.
For Liverpool, Man City. My hope is a draw, but watching Liverpool and how lucky they have been, this has to run out at some point. The refs helping them, the amount of chances that they concede.
Oh, here we go.
My logical result is 2-1 City. That's what I think. I think City aren't good defensively. I think they will concede, but the amount of chances that they concede, Haaland is going to score those. I really do. Michael can back me up on this. Sparta Prague outplayed Liverpool for most. I know they lost 5-1, but they outplayed Liverpool for most of the game. Like they really did. They had so many chances. If they give up those,
Which prediction for Spurs, Stefan?
Oh yeah, Spurs Villa.
Oh, that's
Villa
have the second best home record in the league behind Liverpool. Villa have destroyed City at home. They have the only blip that they've had at home is against Newcastle this year.
And Man United.
And Man United, where let's be honest, the Man United game, Man United were extremely lucky. The amount of chances.
And Sheffield United got a draw with them.
Okay, that's true. But Emery,
you're right.
Emery is very, very pragmatic. And what Emery at home and Emery away are two different animals. As an Arsenal fan, I can tell you this. Emery at home and every team he's been his home record in the big games especially have been really good. Yeah. And he will be up for this game. I think it will be an easy with your defense and the amount of goals that you concede and
prediction.
3-1 Villa.
Mihal, go man.
Yeah.
Sorry. Stefan knows I've got to stop him halfway through when he speaks.
No worries. So yeah, let me start with Liverpool City. I want to say City win, but I don't know why, but these Scouse fuckers always find a way to somehow do it, right? So I think the most logical conclusion for me is a 2-2. Again, they always draw 2-2. Like most of the games in like past 5 years between City and Liverpool were 2-2. So I guess I'm going to go by that. I don't know who is like scoring for each team, but I guess that's it, right? With quickly Chelsea, Newcastle, I think it will be a 1-1. Arsenal, Brentford.
Sorry to interrupt.
You said 1-0 Newcastle, right?
Yeah, for me, Chelsea, Newcastle, 1-0 Newcastle. I just want to point out.
I don't know why your defense has been a bit leaky, Steve. So that's why I'm saying.
We're like back in midfield, and the fact we played on the counter versus Wolves was a great game plan.
Willock is back.
Trips is
Love
injured
Willock.
right now, right?
Big
Trippier is injured, right?
Yeah.
Steve, Trippier is injured, right? Trippier is injured, right? So that's
Trippier's injured, Joelinton's injured, Wilson's injured, Tonali suspended, everyone else is fine though.
So, okay, so for me, 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal against Brentford, 4-0. In my opinion, Brentford have been fucking shit recently. Like, trust me. This West Ham that you slapped 6-0, 1-4-2 against them, right? So, like, West Ham
defensively, they've been shocked.
Listen, injuries, right? Massive injuries, but still, it doesn't change the fact that they've been shocking, right? And with Villa, honestly, I struggle with this game a bit because like everything for me points to a narrow Villa win. But I watched them today against Ajax. I know it was away, so that leads to a point that Stefan made that away they aren't good, right? But against Ajax they've been fucking dog shit. But the game overall was a bit mid, right? Ajax had better chances, So I think I will go for a 2-2 2-2-2. So, like, I just think we basically, if they play with a high line like they do at home, I think that's the best chance of us punishing them if they play with a high line. But if they will low block it and catch us on the counter, then it's going to be a long day with Diaby and other guys, right? If Van de Ven and Romero don't have like the game, Bailey will play. Yeah, that's right. But if Van de Ven and Romero don't have the game of their life, then I think another Villa win. But just for the sake of me being a Spurs fan, 2-2 for me. And that would be honestly, that would be a good result, 2-2 away at Villa Park. That's nothing to be ashamed.
No,
right?
Guys, can I just add the caveat? From your last 7 away games, you have 1 win. Your away record is not very good. It's really
and
not
that was
good.
actually a strong point at the beginning of the year for Spurs. That was a strong point.
and even the away win that you had. Go watch all your away performances. The Everton draw was extremely lucky. Everton should have won that game. The Nottingham Forest game, the amount of chances that you gave up to Nottingham, although you won 2-0, Nottingham they had a lot of shots.
That's just Forest.
Yeah, that's just Forest. Yeah, that's just Forest.
Yeah.
So if you look at all your away performances, the amount of chances that you give, if you give space to Leon Bailey, the City away performance. I mean, the City one in the first half. If we're honest, City should have been 3-0 up. Yeah, City should have won the game in the first half. So again, they gave away some. They just have this voodoo. So if you look at all their away performances, they're not convincing whatsoever. And against Villa, you play a high line against Leon Bailey and Watkins, who is on fire and always scores against Spurs. I just don't think. I think there's gonna be goals because Villa also lead goals, but I think Villa will win.
Two teams sitting on a halfway line, with high lines, 11 players against 11 players, like in fucking rugby or something.
long way on the halfway line.
Go on, the next person with the prediction. I think it's Adrian, right?
Chelsea Newcastle 1-1. Okay. Arsenal 2-0 against Brentford. Brentford will low block it. Right. Okay. Now the Spurs Villa game, I've already had a bet of 3-1 to Spurs, but my reason is based on, you just mentioned it, Stefan, actually. I'll go back to when we played them at home. We played them absolutely off the park and lost. We never had so many chances and all that. And we had Gill playing for us and all that. And we had players out. I'm going on 3-1 if Ange goes away. I think he'll go, rather than play Kulusevski and Sarr. If he goes with pace to hit their slow back four, and it is slow, right? If he goes with Son, Werner, and Johnson up front, we could destroy them. I mean,
with Johnson and Werner
for the pace, it's getting back beyond. Don't forget, we got midfielders at score. You still got Madison there, Benfica.
But their midfield is better than yours. Douglas Luiz is better than any of your midfield players at the moment. Much better.
I don't believe that for a minute.
He scored a hat trick, right?
Douglas Luiz is not better than any of your midfielders currently. Come on, Adrian.
Is he better than Madison?
Douglas Luiz has been one of the best midfielders in the league.
Douglas Luiz has been one of the best players.
Straight up.
Yeah, he's balling. He's balling this year.
And your midfield hasn't been performing that great. You have some good individuals.
Bissouma. I know Spurs fans don't want to whisper it. Bissouma has been shocking for months now. He has.
And midfield hasn't been on point. Bentafour's not back on point. Neither is Bissouma. Neither is Madison. But Madison.
Neither is Bissouma. Bissouma's been fit for 2 months.
He's not on form.
The rest
is not on form.
That is the good.
If I was Ange, I mean, he likes to play with two wingers. I would do what Liverpool did with Firmino. I'd play Son on one wing. I'd play another wing. And we got loads of other wingers, but I'd play another winger on the other wing. And I'd play Madison as a withdrawn number 10 like Bobby Firmino. And that way, we could also play Bissouma, Bentancur, and Sarr in the midfield with the two inverted fullbacks and our two centre backs. I would go, and that's the way I would go and experiment with. I'd play all four of them because all our fans keep going, what three we're going to pick out of our three midfielders, blah, blah, blah. I'd play the four. I'd drop Richarlison and I'd play Madison there as the fourth.
Bentancur and Bissouma have to play better.
Bentancur has been worse than Bissouma. He's been getting subbed every single game because he's been not good.
Yes.
What's your prediction, Steve? What's your predictions?
Steve.
Steve.
7-0 Arsenal over Brentford.
7-0.
Fair,
Wow.
fair enough. Wouldn't surprise me. Fair
I'm
enough.
serious, bro. They have no fit center backs, and the one missing number lately from Arsenal in terms of scoreline is a 7. So I'll go 7.
No, they have where I would support your theory is Reguilon against Saka. Whenever Reguilon plays against Saka, it's a
No,
massive.
Danny, I don't watch him, to be honest with you. No.
So yeah, I'll go.
No need to
7-0.
thank us. No need to thank us.
7-0 Arsenal. I'll go for Villa 3-2. I'll go Liverpool 3-2, and I'll go for Newcastle 2-0.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
confident against Chelsea. Wow, okay.
Yeah, which is weird. 'Cause we haven't beat them at Stamford Bridge since the Cisse brace in 2012. So.
Don't you have? Wait, Steve, don't you have a really good record? Oh no, that was at home, right? They rarely.
Yeah,
beat
at
you
home we got a decent record versus Chelsea. Away, but they're in terrible form. The second half, Chelsea are god awful. We have Isak healthy and fit. Willock back in midfield makes a huge difference. Livermento's going to be playing. Gordon's
what about
fit.
Gordon's fit? Okay.
Gordon's been our player of the season.
I
think Gordon's been player of the season. I think he is awesome. He's so smooth and slick on the ball, comfortable with both feet, cuts inside.
Steve, Gordon, and they have no left back. They have no left backs. Don't forget that.
Exactly.
Chilwell is out, and Chilwell is out. They're fucked.
And Gordon can switch sides. Barnes, I think, should play as well. So I feel good about the game. If Eddie Howe wants to keep his job, you go to out of form teams and you beat them.
Yeah,
that's and ultimately I think they're not playing well at all. Brentford drew with them 2-2, and Brentford got smacked by West Ham. So look,
Brentford outplayed them. Brentford outplayed them.
Yeah. So I see Chelsea are not good at all. So I'll go for 2-0 Newcastle. And as for the Liverpool one, I'm just not someone that bets against Liverpool at Anfield, regardless of this injury, that if they're in form, out of form. Like they just at Anfield, they don't know what, bro. They just don't lose. They don't lose.
Yeah.
City good. It's a 50-50 game. But Liverpool can score goals for fun. They really can. I'll go to Liverpool on that one.
Yeah, them Scousers are so slippery. If they follow you into a revolving door, they come out first on the other side. That's how slippery they are. They do.
I'm gonna go for my predictions. I'm gonna go for 3-1 Arsenal against Brentford. I think Tony might just score one. I can just see it. Spurs Villa. I'm gonna go. Sorry, boys. I'm gonna go 3-1 Villa. Just because of their form, they've won 10 out of 12 at home this season, so I think they're going to carry that form on. As much as I'd like it to be a draw, the Liverpool City game, I do think City are going to edge it. I'm going to go for a 2-1 City. I do think I like Liverpool City because they're always good games, but I'm going to go for a 2-1. And for Chelsea Newcastle, Chelsea just shit, aren't they? I mean, I know Newcastle haven't been great, but Chelsea are just shit. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle for me.
Oh,
hey Mark, I just want to ask you. Remember when you laughed at me at the start of the season when I said Chelsea wouldn't finish in the top 10?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
remember that? Everybody laughed at me. I said they're shit. They're worse than last year. Look at them now.
The manager's dreadful. The manager's fucking dreadful.
And I think I'll throw this in there. I think Arsenal wins on Champions League 2-1 versus Porto.
I'm not guessing.
It goes to extra time because I said 2-1, so it's 2-2 in aggregate.
I'm not guessing that. I can't guess that. I'm too.
They win in the extra time. They final goal.
I can't debate.
Arsenal are wipe the floor with Porto, guys. You guys really are overstating Porto.
I think it's going to extra time.
I'm one of the last people on earth that wants Porto to advance in that game, as you can tell.
This fouling bullshit. This fouling bullshit.
Battle. It's going to be a battle.
Trust me, it will be the same thing that happened
about that game. I really
don't. Okay. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but it's gonna be the same thing that happened 8 years ago when they beat us 1-0 in Porto again. They came to Arsenal. Arsenal scored. Arsenal scored. They were better then. Arsenal scored in the first 15 minutes and blew them away. They won 4 or 5. They've done this. Arsenal, I think, twice have played them in the Champions League playoffs. Both times they lost 2-0 away to Porto the first time, beat them 4-0 in London. The second time they lost 1-0 in Porto, beat them 5-0. It's the same. Arsenal suck in Portugal. I said this on the stream before. We're gonna blow them away. They suck in London. They always lose.
I'll go 2-1 Arsenal.
Really? They're gonna edge it on us at home.
Extra time. We'll go extra time. It's 2-1.
2-1 Arsenal on penalties.
No chance.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah.
3-0.
I don't want to speak anything good on Porto, but I'm not. Bro.
I just think it's going to be.
Hey, Steve. I just want to ask Steve because he's wearing a Benfica shirt. What the fuck happened this weekend, Steve? 5-0.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm fucking saying. Because Roger Schmidt's he's terrible. He had 3 players last year carry Benfica for that 6 months. That's what fucking happened.
Hey guys, that striker Gyökeres, every time I watch him, this guy is a beast, guys. This guy is a beast.
Very good. Yeah. Gyökeres, yeah.
Anyway.
Not like transfer from Coventry.
On that note,
Coventry.
We are going to go because I need to eat something. I'm starving. But yeah, before we go, I just want to put up where you can find TJ. If you subscribe to TJ Warning, you can find him here on YouTube at TJ Warning TV. Where you can find Connor and go to find Stefan. Also is CMO Sports. That channel. Yes, he talks about Arsenal, but he also talks about all the other leagues. Just football in general. So it is good content. If you just like football, so he'll talk about Real Madrid's game. He'll talk about what's going on in Serie A, the other Premier League clubs. Go subscribe to that. Subscribe to Steve. He has one of the funniest watch-alongs you want to watch, and Newcastle content. You want to subscribe to Steve, so subscribe there. And then he was here earlier, Brother Ash. Subscribe to. They changed the name to Spurs Kings TV. Very underrated channel, very solid channel. I know Stefan has been on there. I think Connor has been on there too. Yeah, and TJ. So very underrated channel. Always solid content. So you want to subscribe to there. So yeah, some very, very good channels. Very honest about their team and whatsoever. So on a day that Danny and a bunch of people will give a props to Stefan because he was on point today, especially about our situation at Spurs. It's been a good night, a good show, and we're out. Come on, you Spurs.
Fuck Roger Schmidt. No